Hi and welcome to More Than a Story, our podcast about arseholes and alchemists. I'm your DM, joined by...
I'm Sam, playing Gwion Bowdan.
My name's Ben, playing Groaferd Manowtia.
And my name's Lewis, playing Torsten Faringray.
Now, this is our first time playing on a podcast, really. This isn't our first time playing. We've been playing for a long time as friends, but this is our first time we've decided to try and record it and put it out on the internet for everybody to judge. So without further ado, I guess we should get into the intro. Welcome to Immilyous. Tales of a million stories circulate this land, trying to find purchase in people's minds and stories. Adventurers travel through the lands, trying to make a name for themselves. This journey starts drifting far above the world. We zoom in through layers of cloud and mystery until we land on the deck of a ship. This ship isn't floating on the surface of the water, but amidst the clouds itself. The skyship, named, it's a tall, like three-masted skyship that's drifting through the white clouds. Atop its bow, you see one of our characters, Torsten. Would you like to describe your character for us?
So Torsten will be standing at the rail, looking out over the cloudscape below him, the white puffy sea of fog and mist. He's a half elf. Looks to be in his early middle years. Black hair tied back in a ponytail, short goatee, touches of grey at his temples. He's got slightly pointed ears. It looks a bit worn, quite serious. He's wearing fairly plain clothing, well-kept chainmail, belted with a strong, sturdy leather belt across the middle, a hammer through a loop on that belt to his side, a shield on his back, and then just a really serviceable, strong woolen cloak of dark colour, black, maybe blue. He's just looking out over the cloudscape and looking forward to his destination.
The view at the moment could only really be described as abstract. It is all white swirling around you. You're fortunate for that woolen cloak because it is keeping you warm against this slightly frigid cold air that is like leaving a thin layer of ice across the surface of the ship. It makes it particularly tricky to get backwards and forwards, especially as you pass through some of the cloudier, more I don't want to say, how do I say that? Humid? Not really. That's warm. Moist. That's the worst thing I could possibly say on a podcast.
We'll
go with moist.
Yeah.
The moist atmosphere at the inside of this damp ass cloud. That is about it. There we go.
Condensation heavy. That's a more formal, I guess. Yeah, we'll go with that.
It really sounds like you're trying to avoid me.
As you break out of the
water-laden air.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
You've dictionaried the shit out of it. Nice. You hear a flapping of the air breeze as the ship pushes through the top layer of cloud. It breaches like a dolphin surfacing out of the water and then lands back across this ocean of white. It extends out in all directions as you land atop the cloud. It's quite a view. You've never been on an airship before, and this is quite something. There is nothing around you in all directions except for straight ahead, where you see the towering city of Voltress. A floating island, Voltress is mostly populated by Aarakocra. They have recently opened their borders to the rest of the world and have started introducing new magics and a lot of new sciences combined hand in hand to create a sort of new strive for technology in the world. You're drifting ever closer. You see some of the ship hands running around here and there, gathering pieces of rope and tying things down, making sure they're ready and prepared for dock.
Captain, how long till docking?
You look around to find the captain. He is a large tiefling man, very broad shoulders, missing one horn on the right-hand side. You know him as Captain Flame. Pretty simple, but he goes by it, and that is all that people call him. He strides forwards, his giving orders as he walks through. We'll be there in maybe half an hour maximum. You've got a little while. I'd gather your things, make sure you're ready to depart.
Thank you, Captain. I'm hoping to travel back at some point. Will you be docking for long?
We'll be here for a month or so. Oh,
Little blip. We heard a month or...
Yeah, I think there was an internet issue. That's interesting. Anyway.
Elon Musk sat down.
Yeah. We'll be here. Elon Musk, friggin' satellites drifting around all over the place. We'll be here for a month or so, resupplying and making sure we're on our way back. We'll need to refuel the engines and all sorts to make sure we're ready for the return journey. We're going further abroad with another company, however, we're not returning to Algora, if that is a problem.
What's the name of the ship?
It is the Black Gull.
Thank you.
Yeah, now you're out of the cloud, you can see a larger portion of the ship. It is like I said, a three-masted sailboat, hauling mostly cargo as well as a few passengers who are traveling to Voltress with you. The large arcane engine that sits at the back of the ship is giving off a low vibrational hum that permeates the air in all directions. You can see as you look out, loads of other skyships are drifting in and out of Voltress, making their way towards the main docks.
Okay. Can you hear me typing?
Yes.
Okay, then I will be more
careful. That is all good.
Notes.
Oh no, we've got one. We've got a note taker.
You've got to be careful.
I've got to be careful what I say. That's an issue.
You've got a keen mind.
Yeah, in which case I'll... I'll start heading below deck, gathering up my pack. It won't take long. I keep most things quite clear and well put, so my small bunk is already made. I just gather up my backpack, take one of the books out of my backpack and read back through it, just quickly before setting down. And nod to myself and head back up onto deck.
Perfect. As you've already drawn closer and closer to Voltress. The city is this large crescent-shaped island with a snow-capped mountain towards the back. With how cold it is here, you'd expect the whole thing to be covered in snow, but it looks quite temperate. Trees and various forests grow across the banks, but the sprawling metropolis-style city spreads around the inland of this crescent shape. You draw ever closer, seeing large, even bigger than the one you're on, skyships docked at the bay. One in particular stands out, mostly because it's of an entirely different style. It doesn't look like a boat at all. It looks more like a large iron blimp. It has what were you thinking?
So you were going to say Nautiloid.
Well,
I was like, oh my god, straight away.
No, a large metal blimp. It looks like a military-style vessel, but it is adorned in reds and golds for the most part. Across one side of the large balloon that suspends the rest of the housing underneath, you can see an Ouroboros dragon symbol on the side of it. The dragon eating its own tail.
Oh, yeah.
A few moments later.
Do I recognize that symbol?
You may. Roll me a history check.
Okay. History.
It's just a sheep.
Ooh, that's not great.
It's no one interesting.
12.
It's a you know this to be the Order of the Fallen Wing. They are a military sort of subcategory. They don't really answer to any particular political structure in the lands, but they hunt dragons. That's what they do. So they travel from place to place, hunting down dragons that are making a nuisance for themselves.
That's pretty cool.
They appear to be in the midst of refueling as you draw up to the docks. Interestingly, the white cloud of the sea that surrounds Voltress blends seamlessly into blue, almost vibrant water surrounding the island for about a quarter of a mile offshore. It just blends seamlessly back into real water as the boats alight. You arrive on the dock. There is a hustle and bustle of activity. All of the passengers who are with you alight and depart onto the docks and start going in their general directions. The captain gives you a one-handed wave as you make your way out, I guess.
Thank you, Captain Flame. Good sailing.
I hope to see you again sometime.
Torsten will then stand on the dock and realize that he hasn't actually planned any further than this. He doesn't know what this person he's looking for looks like. He doesn't know where to find them. He doesn't even really know if they're still alive. It's just... So he's going to stand for a second and then... just take it in. Take it all in. Is there anything that stands out to him on the dock front other than the blimp?
As far as other ships, there are always some coming in and out. Various fish boats, fishermen coming in and out from the White Sea, which is a bit unusual. You don't expect there to be any fish out there, but you presume they are because they're coming in with laden nets.
Flying fish.
Yep. Flying fish. Classic. You see the city as it spreads out ahead of you. The dock area looks pretty much what you'd expect, except that the architecture of Voltress is very like solar punk. There's a lot of whites mixed with natural flora and fauna, so it's very clean as well as very tied together with nature, very futuristic. And you can see this spreads as you move further in. These low buildings around the dock are, fairly sturdy, and then as you move further back, they become larger apartment buildings cascading with green foliage down the sides of them.
Do I see a dockmaster or some form of official?
You can see there's a large warehouse on the front of the docks. It seems to be where most of the passengers who have just headed off, as well as some of the captains, make their way via that area before heading off into the city.
I'll make my way up as well.
Okay.
See if I can find somebody who might be able to give me directions.
You see a large Aarakocra. Mostly he looks like a goose, which is a bit odd for Aarakocra. They tend to be more eagle-based of the ones you've seen around Algora. But this one looks like a very big, hefty set goose. He's wearing a waistcoat over his top, and he's got a clipboard, and he's signing things off on a manifest as things come into the port.
Excuse me, my good sir. Would you be able to assist me in some directions?
Yes, let me just check this off. Yes, how can I get you?
Composure?
Well, to start with, I'm looking for an inn to stay at. Do you know of anywhere that I could post up?
Yes, let me see if I can find you something. Let me just look through my manifest here. That's very interesting.
Part of me thought
I just sat down over there, and
I was like,
he mentions off to someone else to set down a few boxes, and then turns back to you and goes, yes, the Mossy Mess is probably my favourite place. It's just up the way. It's a nice pub, not much for rooms, there's a few, but they tend to give them away fairly early.
Well, thank you. I'll check it out. Would you one more thing, if you've got the time?
Oh.
Do you know of any any temples to the Raven Queen here?
Oh, this is true. Yeah, the Raven Queen is way out to the right. You see on the right-hand side of the island is where we tend to put the people who get buried. So there's a temple to the Raven Queen over there by the graveyards. It's not for me. They're a bit weird. Personally, I don't deal with them, but that's up to you.
Thank you. Your name? Sorry, I'm so rude of me. I'm Torsten.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you. He extends a feathery hand to you and says, "My name is fuck names. Why is it always names?
We got him, boys. We got him.
We got him early, boys. Let's go.
Okay, I got it out of the way with.
True.
I have a list of
It's the
random
hard
names in
part,
case
isn't
that ever happens.
That is literally like the key, right? It's the key.
I also love him.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing.
Uh,
I would make a joke and say he honks, but he's amazing, so I can't do that.
Yeah, how dare you.
I'm. It's a pleasure to meet you at Manma Bowers.
Manma Bowers.
Yeah, that's Manma Bowers.
Okay.
Dockmaster Bowers is what people call me.
Okay. In which case, I will. I'll begin to make my way towards the mossy mess.
Yeah, cool. I can stop doing that then. Yeah, you make your way up the street towards in the direction he indicated. Voltress sprawls in all directions from the docks. It seems to be the center hub of trade here. People coming in with various goods and equipment and all of these things, and people shipping them out. There's quite a thoroughfare in this as you pass up the main street. As you get a little further along, it calms down a bit until it seems like a fairly moderately paced city environment as you make your way further up. The Mossy Mess isn't hard to find at all. It's a fairly well-established but quaint pub on the main street. It sprawls with greenery and all sorts of natural plants. You can't see any of the regular white brick that makes up the rest of the buildings here for the foliage that covers it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll go inside.
Mm-hmm. No worries. You see, as you walk in, a large round room that's sunken down in several tiers towards the center. On the far side of that circle that you found yourself on is a low bar, lower than you'd expect. It's a bit comes like just higher than your knee, which is a little odd. You see immediately why the bartender that wanders out from behind it is a gnome. As she wanders out from behind it, she's wearing a long green dress, and she has various plants growing out of her hair, which is quite entertaining as she wanders around, serving people drinks. She wanders back with a tray and then wanders away with another tray.
Excuse me, barkeep.
Yes, I'll be with you in 1 second, love.
Thank you.
You mill around and you see there are a couple of patrons in. It's fairly early at the moment, so there isn't many people around. But she seems fairly busy. Yeah, she comes back a moment later with an empty tray. What can I get you, love?
I'll have a tankard of ale, please. And I was wondering if you might be able to give me some directions or possibly a room.
No, of course. Let me check whether we've got any rooms left for you. Yes, we have a room left. It's 3 silver a night. Is that all right? And that includes a meal.
Yes, that should be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
No worries. And an ale, so that'll be 3 silver and 2 copper for you.
3 silver, 2 copper. No problem.
And you said you needed some information. Isn't there anything I can help you with?
Well, yes. In fact. I wondered if you knew much about the temples of the Raven Queen around here.
Oh, there's one a little ways out to the right-hand side of the city. It's a little peculiar. They don't tend to have many guests or people over, if you know what I mean. They don't attract a big crowd here in Voltress.
Do you know much about the priests or such?
I don't know any of them personally. I'm sure they're all right. I can't say I've had much opportunity to mingle with them.
Of course, no.
Probably my fault.
Well, I understand. They can make you feel slightly uncomfortable. Some of the fate and death is quite heavy topics. But thank you very much for your information. Your name?
I'm Freya Mostop.
Freya Mostock. Excellent to meet you. Torsten Faringray.
A pleasure.
Faringray. Sorry, I've had too much ale.
Yeah, it hit you quick, didn't it? That's all right. You have a room, so you can sleep it off if you need to.
Imagine.
Awesome. Then I'll settle down and do a bit of crowd watching with my ale.
No worries. You settle into one of the tables that sprawl throughout the area. Yeah, it's like I said, it's fairly quiet. There's a couple of older gnomish gentlemen playing cards at a table. There's I just broke my pen. Like it fell apart into like 3 pieces, and the cap went that way. I just pressed on the thing and it just went off like a cannon.
The cap went yonder.
It really made a go for it. Anyway, a couple of older gnomish gentlemen playing cards, as well as seems to be a young maid like walking around sweeping up. Is there anything you'd like to do, study, move on? Question.
I'll take out some of the documents from the library, and begin combing them for any more information on the order.
Yeah.
On 1 second, just reading my notes.
Yeah, I'm going to need your notes as well. Give me half a moment while I get your notes up.
Yeah, orders, the signs and symbols of the Sentinels.
No, please.
And what I might want to look for.
That is fair enough. That's your backstory, Sam. Nobody knew. Okay, get. Not that it isn't interesting. It's just not what I need.
Get it out of here.
Get your moldy backstory out of here.
Make a investigation or history check for me.
Why do you do this to me?
Because I like those 2 particular stats, you know? They're entertaining.
That's not good. 5.
5. Ooh, yeah, that's a tricky one. Some of
I'm not the smartest.
Some of the pages you took away with you are a little eaten away. There's not much left to decipher. So I'll draw you something a little rudimentary now for you to get on with. I can't because my pen broke.
I've always hated reading.
Yeah. You see.
My tutors could never get me to sit down.
Oh, should you have taken that at disadvantage because he was drunk as well?
Yeah, that's that.
Torsten should not get disadvantage because Lewis is incapable of speaking.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a precedent we shouldn't set right now because we'd all be done.
No, disadvantage on everything.
Oh no!
Everything,
all of the NPCs have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Scribbled into the note of what looks like a shipping manifest of some kind. You see this symbol scribbled into the bottom of it. Looks a little odd, but you've never seen it before.
Wait, should we describe it? Because
for anyone of the podcast, it looks a bit like sort of a ruined door, potentially, with it's very leant over to the right. You'd say it was a little crooked, potentially.
Mm.
That's about all you can decipher with a 5.
Yeah, that's fair.
Not bad.
God, I need a scholar on these things. I'm going posh. I need to cut this accent back to what it's meant to be.
When he's drunk, he goes posh.
I like it.
Yeah, apparently.
The more drunk, posh he gets.
Yeah, that you mill over your papers. No one really disturbs you. You see a couple of people come in and go like straight up to the room. A young half-elven woman goes like 20 minutes in, comes up and goes upstairs, and then she leaves another 20 minutes later. But that's about it.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll finish my ale and drop some stuff in the room before heading out towards the right-hand side of the city, towards the Temple of the Raven Queen.
Perfect. No worries. As you make your way out through the city.
Power word kill. Go.
Yeah, stabbed in the back. That's it. End of
Hey!
There we go.
Can I please sneak up behind and stab him back?
I was enjoying Tavern Simulator, but
That's what D&D is, baby.
oh yeah.
As you make your way out through the city, you find you're wandering through thinner and thinner buildings. You move out of the main metropolis until you find yourself in what appears to be sort of as nice as like Voltress is. It's fairly pristine across the surface. This is the slightly less posh area of Immilyous. You haven't seen anywhere particularly rugged as of yet, but this is it's slightly more working class area of Voltress.
Okay. Do I feel unsafe?
No, not at all. But you do hear some shouts in the distance, and as you round a corner, you look down an alleyway to your left to see three sort of rough-looking men walking towards two particular individuals at the far end of it. Groaferd, Manowtia, and Gwion, Bowdan, would you like to describe your characters and how potentially shit scared you look right now?
You go first, Finn.
Okay, sure. Standing across the alleyway, or down the alleyway, quite far away, but still an imposing figure, standing at about 6'2". You see a humanoid figure, 2 arms, 2 legs, but where flesh was once, or flesh would be in a normal humanoid figure, there is now metal. You see a torso made out of this metal chest plate, sort of silver. His abdomen opens up to sort of show cogs that are constantly turning, constantly twisting. 2 eyes that lit off a light orange glow with a blue sort of shawl around his shoulders, holding a wooden staff in one hand. Probably not looking too shit scared, probably feeling a bit shit scared, but trying to keep up some sort of demeanor of confidence, intimidation.
And Gwion.
How tall is Groaferd?
6'2".
Okay.
Pretty tall.
And they're quite an intimidating warforged as well. It's quite something, isn't it?
Big warforged. Big warforged.
Gwion, standing next to him, actually getting ready to approach these 3 pursuers, walking towards as opposed to walking away,
Amazing.
is this full plate, visor down, English knight kind of looking individual. He's got a large shield that like covers the majority of his back and his bum on his back. It's like a big Viking round shield. And he's got a hip quiver on his side that's sort of blue and black kind of colours, different patches, I'd say, a bit patchwork. He has a long stick in his left hand, covered by a red and golden exotic fabric wrap that goes around him, around this stick. His armor is like silvers, lots of like, it's very shiny in places, but then in other places there's like deep scrapes where like there's obviously been some action there. His visor is a little bit dusty. No, not dusty, sorry. It's a little bit mucky, like muddy and dirty. But again, in some places, it's obviously been very, very fine at some points. But he's up there. He's got some kind of like, they're not gauntlets. He has like leather-worked gloves that he's wearing. And on his shoulder as well is a tiny little, mostly black with like some deep, red/green-eyed owl that sits on his left shoulder, and also has a few kind of towards the tail and the edge of the wings patchwork white specks.
Spicy.
No, super sweet. In front of the two of them, you see 3 four large, burly-looking men and one particularly rough-looking man. Looking up and over to your right, you see there is another man with a crossbow perched on top of the rooftop. They look intent on harm, and the bigger, burlier guy at the front says, "Just give it back, and we can forget everything happened." Gwion, was it? Yeah, the brothers aren't going to be very happy if you take what they won away from them. Understood?
I was only joking. I wasn't actually going to take it. It was.
What do you mean you're actually going to take it? You've got it. That's the problem. You took it.
Yeah, but when I gambled it, like, it wasn't real, you know. It was a joke, you know. Lighten up, like, let's just all forget about it and move on.
That was a very valuable bet you put down, and you lost, and then you broke back in and stole it. I don't know where we're getting off on this.
It was more like a lens, you know, and we're good friends anyway. It doesn't really matter that much, does it?
What we're going to do to you,
we can all walk this off,
illegal,
have an ale or two. Groaferd will pay for it. It's fine. He'll shout us all around, and then we'll walk away. Like, it's not a big deal.
We're gonna hurt you, and that's not okay. Understood? But what you did wasn't okay first, and that's what makes it okay. I need you all to roll for initiative.
Oh, no, wait, can I say one thing as this is happening? Sort of step forward and come around the side of Gwion, and say, "Oh, Gwion, is this the problem? Is this what's going on?"
Not really a problem. I mean, if these guys actually get in our way, then we'll be the problem.
I'm going to turn to the guy and say, "What is valuable to you? What is the most valuable thing in your life?"
That's what's valuable to us right now.
Let me change that. What is more valuable is time, and I think we might be taking some of yours.
But I'd like to see that, and then we've all finished it.
Go for initiative.
You'll need to follow that link in the chat.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna click it and then boot it up.
No
Discord seems to lag my thing a little bit, so let's see how this goes. Okay, guys. So today we're gonna be fighting. How to deal with Thugs 101. That's the lesson we're doing today. My name is not Remoraz.
It might be. That'd be entertaining.
Maybe.
Just spawned in as Remoraz.
Listen, we definitely win this fight if we're being honest.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, just let me get this up first. Where are my session notes?
Ooh.
Okay.
Ooh.
Am I a shield?
You are the shield at the bottom. Yeah.
I'm still waiting to accept, by the way.
Stand behind the shield.
It doesn't.
Yep, I'll read
yeah,
it.
try it. Let me know.
Should I do some
Oh, there we
lift
go.
music?
Bing, 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 bing. Is that our combat music now? We're gonna have to remix that, aren't we? Yeah, don't scale your character. Right, simple tools. Simple tools. There is move, which allows you to move all the icons. Select, which allows you to select everything. We can mess with fog, but don't do that. That would be most importantly, you can measure, and at the top, in the top center, you can change it to measure in a straight line from where you click to where you click, or you can change it to walk, which allows you to click and drag your character and measure how far you're walking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 25 to 20.
Me, 23.
23 for 20 to 15.
Keep going.
Oh no.
Going.
Sorry, 15 to 10.
10.
10 for Torsten. And Ben?
It's a 6!
It's a 6. Woo! 6. No worries. That makes Gwion go first. As you can see, there are several bandits in front of you, as well as the larger guy in front of you. None of which you particularly recognize, but they seem sort of familiar at the same time.
Joe, can you see my measure?
Yes.
That I drag. Okay, is that in range of combat range? Would you say?
What do you mean by in combat range?
Like, could I walk to the?
Yes,
yeah,
you can. Yeah.
Okay, Gwion going forwards. He's going to walk straight forwards. Listen, we can all still sort this out over a pint or two. Groaferd will pay for it, don't... And he's just going to grab his head and try and stick it straight into his knee when he gets close enough.
Okay, make an unarmed attack roll.
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, and then it's going to be 3 points of damage.
Let's go!
Just crack his head into his knee, and then as his other thing, he's going to bring his shield out and get ready for his retort. He likes kind of into the knee, shield out, cower down.
No worries. That will make it his turn next. So he is going to, he's going to make his multi-attack, 3 melee attacks with his scimitar and 1 with his dagger. So that is a 10.
10 does not hit.
That is a 13.
13 does not hit.
And then this final one with his dagger is a 17.
17 does not hit.
All of these just like
I use my shield.
casually stepping backwards as he swings at you, just catching each one on the rim of your shield as you take deft steps out of his way. Nicely done.
I would say in that fight, it's obvious that Gwion has some combat experience.
It does look fairly obvious to you, Torsten, as you walk in, that these two know how to handle themselves. Actually, I've put you in combat, but you don't necessarily have to fight with them. You could just walk away. You're not involved.
I could just watch them get beaten up.
That being said, it is your turn next.
Okay, I'm going to step forward and bringing my hammer out and my shield, I'm going to crack them against each other to get a loud noise from behind. And I'll shout, "Alright, stand down before I call the guards, the lot of you."
The two closest to you, like, sort of turn around and go, "Really? The guards? We'll be over before we need the guards." And they begin to raise their weapons, and the two closest to you look like they intend harm towards you just for interrupting.
Well, okay.
That was nice.
I'll go in for some pacifying blows to aid the guards in their struggle. I will step forward to this closest one, and
you have to, if you move it to move rather. There we go.
I'll step forward to the closest one, and very simply, I'll just drop the hammer's held halfway up the shaft.
Yeah.
I'll drop it down, catch the base of the hammer, and swing it up in a nice cross. And as it comes through the end, it flashes with purple fire and casts green flame blade.
Oof. Ow, what? What? That's not a paladin spell.
Who said it was a paladin?
Yeah.
Just because it's the icon I've chosen for him. Shush.
Cool, so roll to hit. That is a 16 to hit.
16 will hit.
Okay, lovely.
We shall consider this Bandit 1.
Ooh!
Is it a solid hit?
That's 12 points of bludgeoning damage.
God.
And then I've not actually used Green Flame Blade before.
Yeah.
Yeah, a whole bit. It doesn't actually do anything to this guy.
I think it bounces, doesn't it?
The second creature within 5 feet. Is that 5 feet or no?
Let me just check with the measure just in case. Not quite, I don't think.
No, they're not.
No, they're decently
in which
spread
case
out.
it doesn't actually do anything yet.
That's
It
all.
looked really cool though.
No, it's solid. As you swing the hammer two-handed, it hits him square in the chest, taking him clean off his feet and knocking him out cold, if not dead. You do hear a few ribs crack as he lands square on the ground, out
I told
cold.
you to stand down.
I'm gonna move.
Yes, what he said.
And you.
Oh, I mean, sure.
I can't move him. There we go. I'm going to move him back 5 feet as well because you hit him so hard. He's unconscious on the ground there, so you can know that he is such. That makes it Bandit 2's turn. Seeing that you entirely messed him up, Bandit 2 is going to take a couple of steps away, and he's going to fire his light crossbow at you for a 15.
15 misses.
You're all some tanky boys.
We are.
I'm not.
The guy who's literally made of metal isn't the tankiest one, but I would like to clarify.
I know, I'm hard. Bro, I'm literally hard as steel. Literally hard.
Right now.
Just knock it upside.
Nice. It just twings into the front of your shield and glances off into the gutter. He looks a little...
Oh, sorry, my shield is a kite shield, by the way. Plain.
Nice. Cool. It deflects arrows neatly then. Oh wait, flat. It'd probably stick in it then. Yeah, with a nice... Yeah, solid noise. Ben, again, for the audio track. Solid. That makes it your turn, Groaferd, as you see this fight sort of ensue in front of you.
After this big man steps in and knocks the guy down, and says that, I'm gonna call out, I will stand down, but I will just simply throw some stuff, just to, assist with the whole situation. And with my hand, I will bring it round in like an arc, and a fireball starts forming in my hand, and I will throw it towards... Firebolt, not fireball.
Yeah, thank you.
That would be quite something, all three.
The guy in front in front of Gwion.
Yeah. Yeah, me.
Let's make an attack roll.
This is, yeah.
Yeah. It's a ball of fire that you're throwing, but it's a bolt.
Yep.
Oh, it's a 22 to hit.
That will hit.
Big hit, big up hit. D10, let's go.
Big smack.
2 points of fire damage.
Small snacks.
Small snack. As it through the air.
He takes a quick stagger backwards and
then...
just brushes off the extra flames that have cindered his coat.
Nice. I would then like to, if I could, try to really hug this wall as I see the person on top with a bow.
Yeah.
And I'd like to make it as hard as I can for him to shoot me.
Okay. I will consider you half covered from him because that roof has a lip.
Spicy. And that is my end of my turn.
Solid. That brings it to Bandit 2 and 3s. 3 being the one on top of the roof is going to take a shot at, knowing that you probably can't hit Groaferd, is probably going to go for Gwion instead with a... How much is that? Plus 3 for a total of 17.
Again, doesn't hit.
Still a miss.
This close.
Still a miss.
It's starting off as a mean to keep going.
Yeah, knowing that he needs to back up his captain, this one is also going to move into combat with you, and he is going to make a scimitar attack, which is a 18 to hit that time.
That hits.
Wait. I'm gonna use as it hits Gwion.
Oh yeah.
As the strike comes down and I see it's gonna strike into Gwion, I hold my hands forward and try to mess with time and space a little bit, and I'm gonna use silvery barbs to impact his hit and make him re-roll.
Okay. So he just has to re-roll. There's no save on silvery
Just
barbs.
re-roll.
That's
Just re-roll.
one of those really broken spells. Got it.
Yeah.
He does miss. The silvery barbs hit him in the leg.
Let's go.
Can I ask what that looks like to the person who's just standing watching? What does that look like to me?
To you, it would have been striking towards you, and it would have looked like it's going to come and hit you, but for some reason, it just slightly curves off and slightly misses. As something is played with in the map, in the space around him.
There's a faint flash of bluey silver as it as he just swings, and then it sort of just trips. There's almost like a delayed reaction, and he misses, striking his scimitar off the ground right in front of you, sending a small spray of sparks in all directions. That makes it back to the top of the round as it's your turn, Gwion.
Gwion's going to go here from this position after blocking many attacks, basically being battered down on his shield, carrying towards the floor at about 5'3". He's not very big. But then with his spare hand, he's going to suddenly move the shield, go straight for the captain, and try and pick him up by like the scruff of whatever he's got, whatever clothing he's got. Just try and grab him and pull him in and go, me and you need to go have a little chat. And he's going to try and grapple him.
He is considerably bigger than you are. At 6.
I'm still a medium creature.
Yeah, you are still both medium creatures.
So we are.
Technically, he is 6'4". You are. You know.
It's okay. Okay, in that case, I'll knee him in the side of his leg, bring him down, and then try and grab like his back or whatever, and drag him off that way. So he's a little bit closer.
I'm going to start using that in real life.
Do you want to do a grapple check, or do you want to try and make that as an attack?
A grapple check.
Yeah, no worries. So contesting strength rolls. Ooh, he did not do good.
We're all medium creatures.
He rolled himself an 8, which is not good.
I got 22.
Oh my god.
I'm going to knock him down to his knees, grab him, and be like...
He takes it.
I'm still waiting, okay? I'm coming for you.
Yeah, you kick him in the side of the legs, and he takes he stumbles to one knee. He looks pissed. He almost drops his dagger as he comes up towards you, and you're going to grapple him? You're going to try and move him?
Yeah. And then as I'm grappling him and dragging him, I want to drag him towards this box, which I think... I'm half speed, right?
You are half speed, yeah.
Oh, this is a set of stairs?
That's a set of stairs there, yeah. To a little bit.
What's this over here?
That's just a slightly differently paved section in front of someone's house.
Okay. Is this a deck?
Yes, that's slightly raised. It's about 5 foot up.
In that case, I will drag him over here, take the attack opportunity.
No worries.
Are you about to curb stomp this guy?
Yes.
Yeah, guys.
100%. And I'm going to ram him
go with Tusk, and he's going to make a swing at you. He makes only a 17 again. What is it with that slightly lower? That's hilarious.
Would you just fuck off and let me do my business? And then I'll walk away, grab this guy, place him on the side. It's going to be taking a few turns to get to the pinning stage, but I'm in the process of trying to slam him down onto the decking so I can curve stuff.
Okay. Jesus. Yeah, no worries.
And that's my turn.
That's your turn. That makes it his turn, so he's going to try and break grapple with a contesting strength roll. He rolled a dirty 20.
I got 12.
Yeah, so he breaks grapple. That does mean he can't... I'm going to say that means he can't take his multi-attack because he's used most of his action to try and make that break your grapple. Yes, he's just going to make one scimitar attack against you. She's like, "Oi, just get..." He takes you by the hand where you've got it on the back of his neck and just pull you round, and he's going to try and swing it overhand at you. He's going to try and Sharia law your hand, given that you tried to curve stomp him. He unfortunately misses with the 10.
Let's go!
It just thuds into the decking and tries to pull it back out again.
Right.
Gwion's going to just go straight for him again.
That brings it to Torsten.
Who paid the dice gods? Who bribed them?
I need my other dice. That's what I need.
Right.
There appears to be one main institute, well, 2 main institutes.
Oh yeah.
So
It's usually Sam.
Torsten will look at Gwion and say, "You, pack it in," and cast Compel Jewel.
Ooh,
Shit. Okay, is that a wisdom save?
These are all new spells. I don't play Paladin.
That's cool.
Yes, wisdom save.
Paladin? What's a paladin? I mean,
What is a paladin?
That is a 15.
fair. It does break you out of that momentary "I'm going to curb stomp this guy." You then can go right back to it if you want, but it does make you second guess that it might not be such a good idea to curb stomp him.
We all heard you after you compelled you this. You know, I guess I can feel the magical
pulls
presence.
on you. It's like it's almost like it turns your head and makes Lewis's character slightly more annoying to you for the time being of the spell, and then it fades because it doesn't take.
I mean, I can stew on him. And I was kind of like pushing him towards you.
I'm gonna go up with my action because Compel Jewel is a bonus action. With my action, I'm gonna walk over to this other guy and smack a roll.
Nice. Make yourself attack roll.
So the Warhammer swings around. It's a 13 to hit.
13 just hits.
Excellent. And it is a total of 6 points.
6 points of damage against Bandit 4.
Oh, we lost Ben.
Oh, no.
Yeah, we did lose Ben.
That's unfortunate. Can we take a moment?
Oh, he's back. Let's continue.
1 second. I just wanted to make sure his camera comes on.
Quick, no, quick, guys, it's back.
What happened?
You
Don't worry about
glitched out there for a moment.
I did.
Yeah. Nothing.
And the recordings restarted.
Everything seems to be working.
Fair enough.
Did you see the compel jewel?
Yes,
Okay, cool.
I saw everything.
Well, good.
I literally dropped out 5 seconds ago.
No worries. Then that is Bandit. Bandit 4. He takes. Was it 6 damage? 5.
Yep, 6
Nice.
damage.
Sweet.
And I'll tuck into that wall same, so I've not got the archer
No worries.
in the direct line. Oh, I can't. I suppose I could tuck in here.
Yeah, that's alright.
I'll tuck in there so the archer's got a less prominent name.
No worries. That's all good. So that makes it Bandit 1. Bandit 1's already out cold. Bandit 2, who is... Oh, sorry, I've got the bandits wrong. That is...
You mean they don't have individual names, families?
It's Greg, Germany, and...
Is Bandit 2 a hereditary name?
Yes. No, it's passed down on the... Actually, it's passed down on the woman's side of the family. It's passed down with the maiden name, which is entertaining.
Yeah, a matriarch.
Yeah. Bandit 2 is going to make a swing with his scimitar at you for a 19.
What?
Yes,
That
it
hits.
hits. Yay, that's nice. I think that's the first one to hit. And he rolled the lowest damage. He rolled a 1 plus plus 1 for 2.
Oh no!
You take 2 damage. Woo! Classic. Dungeons and Dragons, it's a game of luck. That makes it Groaferd's turn.
Okay. I'm going to call out. For someone telling us to stop, we're doing an awful lot of ass kicking. And I will. I'm going to use Firebolt again.
Fireball.
But I create one within my hand and I fire it out and it splits into 2 as I use Twin Spell.
Solid.
And one's going to go for the bandit main guy that Gwion is holding.
You heard
this
one
guy.
of the other bandits refer to him as Tusk.
Tusk.
So he
That was
is.
the name.
He seems to be a large set Goliath man, though he doesn't have very prominent
Ooh.
teeth. So you're not quite sure how he got the nickname.
Okay. One towards him and one towards the guy that our new maybe friend, maybe not friend, is
This
Not
guy.
very friendly right now. Not gonna lie.
not very friendly. I'll roll once for the guy, the Tusk.
Yeah.
Let's roll for Tusk. Dirty 20.
That hits.
I'll roll to hit the other guy first for roll damage. Oh, well, geez, a 22.
Solid.
I'm stealing your rolls.
Twin hits. Yeah. I need those.
8 damage for Tusk
8 damage for Tusk. Sweet.
and 3 damage for the gentleman in front of our friend, maybe not friend.
He's looking particularly haggard. He looks pretty rough.
And with this, I bid you adieu. And is this an alleyway here?
Yes, this is an alleyway.
Okay, I'm going to go around the corner.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fair.
Wilfred, calling for me.
I'm still here, don't worry. I'm just around the corner.
That was so funny. That makes it Bandit 3 and 4's turn. Bandit 3 is going to take a shot at Gwion from the top ropes. That is unfortunately a miss because he can't hit. But shit, I don't know why he bothered bringing a bow. That was a really stupid idea. He seems to be fair, he doesn't seem to be doing much.
Master archer.
No one seems to be doing much better with their melee weapons, so I guess it doesn't make any difference.
No.
It just pings off the stone next to you, and then Bandit 4 is going to pull up right next to you and go, "Oi, leave the captain alone!" And he's going to swing at you.
All right, I will.
With his scimitar. You will once you get something. And that's an 18. Thank you. 18 to hit on that one, so that is a
18 hits.
5 plus 1 for 6 slashing damage.
Ouch.
Nice.
Solid.
That was pain.
That brings it back to the top of the round with you, Gwion.
Okay, Gwion is after you gotta come over and let him go, get slashed. You're gonna come back, kind of, I don't know, you got slashed on his wrist or something, shake it off a bit. Fuck, that really hurt. Listen, I'm done. I'm being told by a lot of people that I gotta stop fighting, and my best friend has just left, so I'm also gonna leave. And he's gonna just try and rear up and left side kick him in the knee, the bandit captain, to kind of go for a pushback kick if possible.
Okay.
With a go for the throat, and then just try and dip.
Okay, you're going for a go to the throat. Okay, this is an additional...
Yeah, to try and push him back.
There's an additional rule we're adding for the campaign mechanic called going through the throat. Essentially, you can clarify an additional effect you'd like your attack to do, and then I determine whether that makes it a difficult or whether it's an easy thing to do. I'm going to classify this as a little tricky, so I'll add a +2 to his armor class if you want to make your attack roll.
Yeah. Okay. These plus these 11.
11. Unfortunately, that doesn't hit, so he blocks it with his elbow, and he gets prepared. He just shakes off the sort of weird happenstance that just happened, and the thoughts that were going through his head around getting curb stomped, and then he goes for you again with his 2.
As he does this, I'm gonna action surge and use my new action to disengage, so that by the time he's turned around from realizing I tried to kick him, I'm gone.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna bolt.
Yeah, you use your new action to disengage.
Towards the alleyway.
Yeah,
I get to there.
Sweet. He goes, what?
And I'm gonna tuck in.
What the? And he draws both of his weapons, and he's gonna come after you. One second.
What a twat.
Well, he's here to do a job, and that's what he's gonna do.
What a twat.
Yeah.
And on my way shouting away as well, I'll go to shout to Lewis's heavily armored character. I like your armor, by the way, and they're all yours.
Tusk pulls up right next to you, drawing both of his weapons, and he's going to swing with his multi-attack at you. So that's 2 attacks with the scimitar and 1 attack with the dagger. The first one is a miss. The second one is also a miss. The last one's in that 1. So you have advantage by attacking him because he just utterly whiffed. They should have sent someone else, really. No, he's not doing very well, you know.
When you had a bad day.
That makes it Torsten's turn.
Because he got a nat 1, because he's off balance according to your table rules, right? I can make an attack as a reaction.
Yeah, that is what we decided when we started. Yeah, I was going to give you advantage on your next attack. Yeah, I'll allow you an attack of opportunity.
Can you allow a grapple or a push attack?
Nah.
Push? Can I push instead of an attack?
Push instead of an attack.
I think you can normally use that as an attack.
Usually push? I'm not sure about that particular one.
These are basic indie rules I can't remember.
I believe you can.
It's a special
it's one of the
attack. So
battle maneuvers, isn't it? Shove.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Well, no, it's also a regular action.
Is it? Oh, okay. If it's a regular action, then you can try and shove.
You do it.
Okay. What is a shove?
Make
Strength?
a opposed strength, and you can shove him back. Should we say 10 feet?
Oh, it's not so good.
Oh no.
Is it athletics or strength?
We'll say athletics for this particular one.
It's a 10.
His is a 11, which is really nice. Because he has a +4 to athletics.
Neither of us can do nothing to each
you
other.
just
We're just in a long stalemate.
He just kind of pushes against you and you go, and nothing really happens. It's really awkward.
Did he roll an advantage for any reason?
No.
Or is he a straight roll?
No, he just has a bonus in his athletics of +4.
Cool.
That brings it to Bandit 1, who's down, and Bandit 2, who's in front of Torsten, who is looking pretty rough. So Bandit 2 is going to just go, I don't want this. He's going to run away.
Okay, cool. I'll let him.
Yeah, no worries. He runs 30 feet. you do have an attack of opportunity if you'd like to take it. No, all good. And that makes it Groaferd's turn. Oh, sorry. Did we do Torsten?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I skipped you. Yeah, Torsten, it's your turn. Apologies.
Okay, cool. I will run up here. Who looks?
We've run away.
Yeah.
Running.
We are running.
Have not ran.
We are
Running.
I
running
will
away.
attempt to grapple Gwion.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Bro, he's with them.
Oh, how the turns tabled.
Oh
It was
crap!
well, according to D&D
Oh,
Beyond,
no, we didn't.
Beyond.
you actually succeed on a strength or dex saving throw against
Oh, interesting.
the grapple.
Well, there we go. We'll go with a strength or dex saving throw for Gwion. To be fair, I don't think we should be listening to, D&D Beyond. I mean,
This is new D&D Beyond. This isn't Legacy. This isn't 5e.
I'm sorry, I haven't paid for Legacy. So,
Yeah.
there's that.
Okay.
I think normally it's athletics or acrobatics as I know it. That's probably new D&D.
No,
I don't know which.
I'll find old D&D rules.
Oh, by the way, I've just realised before when I cast Silvery Barbs, I can create a creature to have or roll again disadvantage, and then I can induce advantage in another creature for their next roll.
Oh, okay. You can give that to whoever you like now.
I'm going to give it to Gwion.
Cool.
I would have given it to Gwion.
So you have advantage.
I'm not gonna use
in
it.
this. It's your next roll, though, isn't it? Is that the words it
Oh,
says?
Your chosen creature has advantage on the next roll.
Yeah.
yes.
So it is this roll because he's giving it to you now.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
yeah. Next
Then I will
next
roll with advantage, and then
Yeah, so it's I'll do athletics against either athletics or acrobatics.
There we go.
okay.
22.
I also got a 22.
Who has the higher of either of those?
Oh no! I got a 23.
Oh,
Sorry.
He's playing with us. He's playing with us.
You think you probably have higher
On the hook.
22?
Stand still and sort it out. You a thief?
No, I'm not a thief. I just took what's mine.
That's his
They
bow.
stole it from me.
He's had it for many years.
And then I'll cast Compel Jewel on Tusk.
Oh, okay. No worries. He makes a wisdom saving throw, doesn't he? He is surprisingly wise. He's no good at combat, but he did roll the 19.
Do I sense that? Can I sense anything about this spell? Ben doesn't know what it
You
is.
see, there's the slight sort of... There's definite arcane things going on. Potentially sort of a divine contract, potentially, as well, as he uses this particular ability. Apart from that, there's nothing really to glean from it.
From my way,
cool.
I would cast it, if you allow it, I'll cast it by, say, turning to him and saying, and you, eyes on me.
Mm-hmm.
And those eyes on me will echo with resonance.
Nice.
Is that how it's cast?
It's a word, isn't it?
Look at the rules. The rules say compel duel, concentration, verbal only.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
Go
have a
them.
divine demand that they are with me.
I'm gonna cast Silvery Barbs again.
Oh, okay, because it's
So
a
yes.
spell cast.
Saving throw.
This is on Tusk, by the way,
This is
not
on
on me.
Tusk.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast it on Tusk
Nice.
so that he has to reroll his saving throw.
Okay, yeah, perfect. He gets a 14. Oh, is it
Just passes.
disadvantage,
Damn
isn't
it.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, then he got a...
Well, no. It's just so the initial roll you did, which is a 19 plus the 14 roll. So he's
Okay, then it is a 14. Yeah, no worries.
So yeah, still passes.
He gets pulled one way and then the other by the silvery barbs and the gears. It's like, oh, what is happening? And then he shakes it off and goes, "Give me the quiver."
And then you can give someone else advantage or disadvantage.
Yes.
It's going to be Gwion.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, cool.
That brings us to... That was Torsten's go. Bandit 2 decided to run away, so Bandit 3 is going to go kind of try and catch up. So the one from the top ropes can't really see, so he's going to run across here as well and shoot down towards Groaferd.
No.
Yeah.
Those planks are begging to be.
Yeah, they are. He's very precariously on them, but he looks pretty epic the moment he tries and fires
On
with
tanks between rooftops.
Yeah, his short crossbow, his light crossbow, is going to take a shot at Groaferd.
I'm really high AC and really healthy, so I'm not
He
scared.
rolled himself a 12.
That hits.
That hits.
Oh,
Savaged.
Man,
Ooh, he rolled max damage as well for a 7.
it's actually just made of.
Oh god.
yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Tin foil and nothing else.
When you say the arrow goes into the cogs,
Yeah.
and it already starts like slightly smoking.
Yeah, there's a thin smoke trail leaking out of the shoulder. Yeah. It makes the worst noise. It's like fingernails and a blackboard and
Yeah.
printers in
Can
a
I
blender
just-
or something. I don't know.
When it fires towards my abdomen, can I just say, I go, ah! Oh, actually, no, it doesn't hurt that much, that's true.
No, shrug it off. That's his turn, and this one next to you. Torsten is going to make an attack against you with his scimitar. So he gets a 17. Misses. He swings and he just glances it off the wall. What is it with these 17s?
You
I
guys.
think it'd be important to note, though, for those of you that are listening, Lewis saying misses is in like a laid back kind of head on.
Paint me like one of your French ladies.
Literally.
Classic.
Same as Torsten.
Yeah. Torsten looks exactly the same in the combat.
Torsten.
Right.
Torsten, shield down on the ground, leans over, one elbow, the sword just goes...
That brings us back to the top of the round with Gwion.
Gwion is going to turn to Torsten.
Listen, my friend just got shot, and you're telling me that I have to stay here and deal with this shit. What am I meant to do?
What was I?
Where are they?
I didn't steal.
You did.
I
You
reclaimed.
stole just because you lost it in gambling. That is what you're trying to say. Tusk tries to swing at you again with his 2 attacks. He...
It's still me, so
Oh,
in
yes,
the thing of this, I'll
apologies.
catch one of them and sucker punch him in the face.
Nice.
And that's going to be with an unarmed strike at 22
That
to
hits.
hit.
Ooh.
No, not 22, sorry. It was actually 19. No, 21.
21, okay. We sure?
Yeah, it was 19 on the dice.
Plus 2, got it.
And then he takes... it's D4 halved, right?
It's 1 plus your strength modifier.
1 plus your strength.
Yep.
Oh, okay. In that case, 3 damage.
3 damage.
Let's go.
He doesn't look rough. If that's
That's a shame.
helpful.
And then, yeah. And then he's going to turn to Groaferd and be like,
Groaferd, what's our plan here? Are you okay?
Kind of. I mean, I'll be alright. I can help myself.
Are we running? I mean, I don't want to make another enemy of this shiny armored guy.
I mean, if he allows us, and he gets off his high horse, we could just stop him from attacking us.
I don't even have a horse.
He's got you there.
that's the end of my turn. That's too good to leave it. That's the end of my turn.
The Panther Captain is going to make his 2 attacks against you. One is a 19 plus 5, which will hit.
Yeah.
So
That's a big
6.
hit.
That is 7 slashing damage.
Oof.
Second one is an 18 plus 5. Here are all my good rolls.
Yeah, they hit.
That one's 3 damage. Oh no, 4,
Okay.
sorry. 4 slashing damage.
Okay.
And then he's going to make his dagger attack, which is back to my regular amount of rolls, so it's only a 13 to hit.
Yes.
That makes his turn. He goes, just give it to us, and then you can go. That's it. That's all there is to it. And then it is Torsten's go.
This is not to be settled on the street. This is for the guards and the magistrates to decide. Both of you come with me to the guards' quarters, and we will see this sorted.
We're not going anywhere with you.
Well, yes, you are, and I will hit him in the head with a hammer.
Roll an attack roll.
Green flame blade, please.
Nice.
I love this.
It is so good.
That's a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
Okay. And he takes 10 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
And Gwion takes 1 second.
Splash damage.
Splash damage. 3 points of fire damage.
Green.
As purple flames explode from the impact point and jet over to Gwion.
Nice.
Gwion looks burnt, bloodied, battered. He's fucking knackered, bro.
Dented armor and everything.
That makes it Bandit 2's turn. Bandit 2 is going to continue to run away. So I will just
Love to see it. Love to see it.
kind of get rid of him as he runs off. That brings it to Groaferd's turn. The guy above you is reloading his crossbow.
Seeing Gwion look really injured, and after Torsten saying that, he's going to go, I'm sorry to say a word, but they're hurting my friend. And so I'm going to skirt. Can I skirt around Gwion
It's
here?
just about enough space there, yeah. In that tight alleyway.
And as I say that, my metal face doesn't show much emotion. It has very limited emotional capacity. But it's almost like my very metal eyebrows throw down a little bit. And the cogs that were steaming start to billow up in frost, and cold energy starts emitting from me. As holding my hands forward from my center, I bring out, what's it called? Rhymes Binding Ice.
Nice.
Ooh.
A cone in front of me of basically it's frost cone.
Nice.
It's
How long is it?
icy. Isn't
It's
it like
30 feet cone.
30 foot. Yeah.
Isn't it burning hands but ice?
Basically, yes.
Wait, 30 foot? That can't be
30
right.
foot cone, 30 foot cone. So I'm going to do it on the edge. So I'm going to hit. Oh, sorry.
Oh, yeah,
I
I'll do
don't
it. You're going to do it on the edge. You don't
wanna
want to hit the mans.
want to hit Torsten or Team G. Even though Torsten did hurt my friend. But I feel as though that will not help.
So you want to do it like that?
Yes,
Easily
please.
hits them all. Slice. What is it, dex
Yes.
save?
And in fact, I'm going to quicken spell that. So you do that as a bonus action.
Solid.
It's a Constitution saving throw.
Saving throw. Okay. That is a 14 from the captain.
That passes. That saves. That saves.
And a 4 from the other lad. So he fails.
4. That fails.
Mhm.
Okay, so the guy who failed takes 13 points of cold damage.
He blacks out from the cold. Or
Because you get frosted because it freezes you over.
yeah,
as
he
well.
just coats in ice, and you see it rip through sections of his skin as the ice shards expand, where the moisture freezes in his blood.
And
He
also,
won't be walking away from that. He will be slowly defrosting into that gutter for quite some time.
I'm thinking about freaking Todoroki in My Hero when he creates this ice shelf, not as big as that obviously, but it also just spills out into this alleyway, just on the ground.
Yeah.
Nice.
The other guy takes half that,
Yeah.
so 6 points of ice
6
damage.
points of ice damage. He looks pretty rough. His entire right hand side is just coated in this ice that just really tears up his skin as he moves. As he moves, it all cracks and the top layer of his.
Todoroki style.
Todoroki style. And then, as my
That's set fire to his
As your
other side.
action, yeah. That was a bonus
And
action.
then as my action, I would like to cast Fireball at disadvantage because I'm next to
Yeah,
him.
no worries.
On
There we go, fire and ice.
You Todoroki'd him. That is brutal. I can't believe you do that.
I rolled pretty trash. So I rolled an 8 to hit.
8 to hit. That does not hit.
As it...
He just
Your
he just
father would
ducks
be
it, and it just
Cool.
he uses it to melt off some of the ice on his shoulder.
Nice. And that will be the end of my turn.
Sweet. Bandit. That makes it Bandit 3, who's going to make an attack roll against Gwion. No, wait. He's going to move further around. And he's going to take an attack against Torsten with his crossbow. That is a 15.
Nope.
Didn't think so. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled
This
stuff.
is my dodging position.
This
For
is
listeners, I'm back
back
in
to
the
a
same
regular.
position I was earlier. I'm shifting around
Yeah.
a bit. But this is my dodging
He
position.
still was nowhere near. It's back to Gwion at the top of the round.
Okay. Gwion. He's gonna turn to thanks, Groaferd, and while Groaferd's doing that and freezing everyone, he's gonna just pull out from his bag a taut wrap of silk and just wrap it around his bloodied hand. And cast Second Wind as a bonus action on
Love
himself.
second wind. He farted twice. Let's go.
Never followed through on the second one.
Double bubble.
And he wraps it really well, I'm gonna say. He wraps it really well. And then he's gonna turn to this guy and go,
Hey, listen, we better stop fighting. Like, this guy seems to be some sort of authority. We should just put down our weapons.
he's gonna hit the dodge action.
Okay, no worries.
Okay.
Cool. The bandit captain goes, he staggers backwards momentarily. He's like, we'll be back, but yeah, they didn't pay me. He honestly didn't pay me enough for the shit. He begins to back up 20 feet. But you all get an attack of opportunity if you would like. He looks pretty rough.
I don't want to attack him, but you know the thing where you kick someone's heel and they
Yeah, he staggers over backwards. Oh, that was unnecessary. That was not cool. The guy on the roof lowers his crossbow and goes, yeah, the Corbett brothers will be hearing about this.
The COVID brothers?
COVID, brothers.
Corbett brothers.
That's it. Cannon.
Oh, shit. The Corvid brothers, like the type of bird.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what you're saying there, Joe.
Is that the bird that everyone got COVID from?
Yep. No, that was bats. That'd be ridiculous. And that, if you allow them to escape, will be the end of the combat.
I'm not attacking. Yeah,
I'm not
I'm not
fighting.
attacking. I've stopped attacking.
No worries. You find yourselves in the alleyway, sort of alone, except for the frozen, slightly thawing body of one of the bandits and the crushed ribcage bandit who is lying by the gutter, slowly sort of bleeding into it.
I will go to him and heal him.
Okay, no worries. He does sort of recover, but he doesn't regain consciousness. You hear a couple of ribs snap back into place. It's you using lay on hands.
Yeah, lay on hands. 5 points.
Perfect.
Yes.
Come with me. We're going to the guard's house. We'll sort this mess out with these two.
Well, what exactly do you want to go to the guardhouse? What are you trying to achieve?
Well,
Yeah, just do
if
it.
you're thieves, you'll be arrested. If you're not, then you'll be set free.
Well, it makes a good point, but I sort of don't want to go. Why can't we just walk away?
I have a thing that I would like to say.
Go on, Gwion.
I'm Gwion, by the way. Nice to meet you.
And he's going to lift his visor to the side, spout some blood, put it right down. And he's going to, as he's doing this, walking over to the ribcage guy, because that's where we're having the conversation.
Yeah.
He goes, well, listen, you can take us to the guard's house, right? And I'm wanted for, I think it was thievery. And Groaferd is wanted because he's in association with me. But you're also wanted for murder.
And he's going to stomp on the guy and put him back into death saving throws.
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
I'm shocked.
That's a power move, though.
I get advantage attacks, he's prone, right?
You do, yeah. You hit. He's
going
right
back
back
into
into
death
that saving place. Yeah.
God damn.
So we can go to the guard's house if you want, but we'll see how it ends up, eh? He's got your hammer markings all over him.
You know there are spells to tell the truth, right?
Well, yeah, but I'm sure
I will heal
you'll still
the
get
guy
some bad
again
doo-doo for
after
this.
that.
You hear the broken cheekbone from where Gwion stepped him and snapped back into place again.
This poor guy.
Yeah. He's fortunately unconscious for all of this already, so he doesn't feel his face get re-broken or it snaps back into
Do that
place.
again, and I'll lay you out and take you to the guards.
Well, maybe I'll lay you out.
I'd like to see you try.
It is a 2v1 currently. Have you got any friends?
That's a deeper question than we have time
need
for.
Well, I mean, they are quite good for, emotional health and also physical health, and, quite often helps with everything in life. They're quite useful, actually.
Look, what's landed you in this trouble anyway? What did you steal?
It's Gwion's bow.
It wasn't even, well, it was my bow and my quiver, but it wasn't fair. They took it from me, really. We were playing some cards, and they took it, and then I went to go get it back, and I asked nicely, and they didn't let me in, and then I broke in.
Listen.
And now they're trying to kill me.
You're not...
It's not even...
You're not selling your innocence here.
Are you aware of gambling and what it is, yes?
Yes.
So these gentlemen run an illegal gambling den and very shady stuff. And they were cheating. And they cheated Gwion out of his bow. So we
Do I believe him?
very kindly
Roll an insight check.
relieved it from him.
Groaferd, roll a deception or persuasion check. But you don't have to tell us which one.
I believe him. That was a nat one.
What did you roll?
I would really like to believe you.
These gentlemen bought a overhead illegal gambling den, and so we thought it to be unfair to allow them to keep their rewards from breaking the law. We did not want it to be violent. We did not want them to chase us. As you saw, we were running away. But we had to defend ourselves, as is practice in law.
These Corvid brothers run this, then?
Absolutely.
Corvid brothers, yeah.
They're quite bad people, am I right? I don't really know them personally, but have you heard
Neither
of
do
them?
I just got quite up and close and personal with them today, I think.
Or at least their lackeys, or someone in particular.
Yesterday, when you went gambling.
Well, yeah, but I wasn't super close with them, met them in a bar, had a few drinks, got to playing some games.
So you saying that...
You're a strange little man.
Well, so are you.
How tall is Torsten?
Like 5'8", 5'9".
Are you saying, Gwion, that you were closer with them?
I can't believe
while
it.
trying to curb
Sam,
stomp them?
sorry, Sam. The first time you're
games?
not playing like a small character, you're still the smallest of the group. I
I
can't believe it. But to be noted, there isn't a time when I remember Sam not playing a gnome or a halfling or something of the same size.
Are you human or a dwarf, Sam?
I am a knight, is what I am.
It's hard to tell.
we can't tell anything else.
Like, as he spat out of his visor, like a thick-set jaw that was mostly like a human color. It looked pretty discolored with bruises, potentially, but he looked fairly like a thick-set man, about the right height, but you can't see any of his face behind the shadowed visor.
Oh, sorry about the fire, by the way. And I'll pat you on the shoulder and heal your burns.
No.
At this point, Groaferd turns to the side and some oil out of his mouth.
You see like a bolt roll into like the gutter with it as well.
Ooh, I should probably get that checked out, maybe.
Look, you two should come with me. We'll take these two to the guardhouse. Tell them about this illegal gambling den, and these COVID people will be put in jail, and everything will be right with the world.
I mean, that sounds actually quite appealing. I'm slightly nervous, as we technically have broken the law, gesturing to the people on the ground.
I feel like we all have.
I can sell as self-defense.
Do you know the guards in this town?
No. I was hoping you'd be able to point the way.
Do you know if they are fair towards self-defense claims?
Well, look at this. Thriving city, a metropolis. They must have a strong justice system. I've heard good things of Voltress, and they're well, not a lot of things of Voltress. They haven't been around for very long recently, but what I've heard is good.
Well, they certainly are very good at science and making things.
Not so good at gambling. Or maybe too good at gambling.
Well, in the wrong way.
I feel like you're not the expert on gambling here.
Mumbling to himself.
Groaferd will start. You'll hear like a as Groaferd's biting his nails, and the sound of like metal on metal happens as he's like little bits of like metal off his nails.
I'll begin to bind the hands of the fallen thugs.
Yeah, there's only one that's like actually alive, and he's the guy you've healed.
Ooh,
Potentially, the other guy could
Wait,
still
the
be
other
alive.
one's dead.
Yeah, the other one got
Yeah,
iced to death. Like
I
he.
think I
Oh,
I
yeah.
put him in negative
Definitely.
health. Can I investigate his body
Yeah.
for any signs that he is clearly a part of these COVID brothers?
Covid brothers, for fuck's I knew it was going to be an issue.
I remember now.
Brothers.
COVID brothers.
Covid brothers.
For any signs, any tattoos, any markings,
Yeah.
any illegal substances on them, anything that will paint them in any bad
Roll
light.
a perception or investigation check for me.
I'd honestly just be glad it's not a dick joke.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Give it time, we'll get there. But
It's
not
not
for
a
now.
roll. It is a 5.
5. Fairly obviously, even with that limited investigation check, you do see on the forearm of the guy who had the shattered ribs, there is a black crow's feather tattooed on his forearm.
Does anyone know if this is a tattoo of anyone in particular? Maybe the Corvid brothers?
Can I
They
check? They
mentioned-
all, by association of my gambling, had this forearm black crow's tattoo. Speaking back to my drunken, stupid memory from my gambling
I'm
night.
going to say that's faulty, so give me a history check with disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Wait!
was it
1 second!
Can you alter that?
tattoo look like this?
Yes, I can.
Not like-
It's to do with wait 1 sec. Yes.
It's just loading.
Wait. Yeah, I can. So as I asked the question, I feel like I would see Gwion start to try to think,
Oh,
and
no.
the pain that's ensuing of trying to dig deep,
Yeah.
and that same sort of flash before. I'm sort of gonna put my hand out and try to, in his brain, like reverse back time to the point and try and make it clearer.
I have an idea. I think
Advantage.
You
this
don't
thing
roll with disadvantage. You roll
With a
straight.
15, do I know?
You do know,
Ooh,
yeah.
no.
A few of the members who were in the tavern you were in did have this same black feather tattoo on their arm.
when I remember my gambling, they also happen to have the same thing, which I think is quite interesting.
You
Oh, that's good.
also,
That's a really
Sounds like the Covid
yeah.
brothers, a pretty big organisation.
you also remember that the pub you were playing in was the Boiling Pot. This isn't known to you, Groaferd, as you mentioned it, but the Boiling Pot is, you remember, Gwion, from your sort of drunken wandering in the boiler room, which is the sub-layer of Voltress.
Are we gonna have a boiler room raid?
Experience of
I
this.
did play a D&D game once where we put on a boiler room rave just with a bunch of kobolds.
Oh, amazing.
It was incredible.
That's so good. Oh, just quickly. So the other day I was with someone at uni who plays D&D, and they had a character who was a kobold that was actually a human inside of a kobold's skin. Or well, like,
They reversed
so,
it.
The two kobolds in a trench coat, and the human inside a kobold.
Just one human inside a kobold. That's awful. That's a cursed visual if ever I've seen one.
So funny.
Imagine wearing the kobold as like a really ill-fitting jacket
Yup.
with a terrible hood,
Yup. Like a onesie.
like a draft onesie.
Oh no.
That's awful.
What was your name, by the way?
Me?
Yep.
Torsten Faringray.
Okay, Torsten Faringray.
And you are Gwion, was it?
Yeah, Gwion Bowdan. That's me.
And you, sir,
Not
are you a native of this land?
Well, not really, but I have lived here for the past couple of years. My name is Groaferd Manowtia.
Groaferd.
How long have I been
Well-
here, actually, DM?
3 years.
3
I think so.
years. So, more than a couple of years.
Groaferd, Mr. Tungsten, do you mind if we just have a moment? Me and Groaferd just need to have a quick chat.
Okay.
Groaferd, can we have a word?
Sure.
You sidle away from Torsten.
Go over to the side, go round the corner a little bit. Still definitely within earshot if he wanted to try and.
Do you want to listen, Torsten? No, good.
No.
Holy shit, Groaferd, I just killed somebody.
It was a bit crazy, that, right?
Oh, fuck, I just killed
What
somebody.
the hell happened?
Wow, I don't know.
I didn't know you were such like a raging beast. You know, I really didn't. I've seen you do that. Sure.
I actually didn't know either. I just ended somebody's life potentially. I am panicking.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I did it as well, but it was sort of in defense of you, so it feels a little bit less.
I thought we were going to jail. I thought we were entirely screwed there. I was like, I am
That's
not
why
into this.
that's
Like,
why I
they
took
tried to
it.
kill me. That was the only
Absolutely.
way
I just
out.
looked
But,
around
like,
the corner. It was like
holy
crazy.
crap! This person is dead because of me potentially. I
Yeah,
mean, we just
your
killed
actions,
them.
right?
Can we get them like back alive or something? I think there's been previous things of like there's clerics and things. This guy seems like he's got in with the authorities. Maybe he can do something. Like
I think it's
bloody
quite high clerics that can do that.
yeah, but it's the person's life at stake. Like surely there's something we
I
can do.
think it costs a lot of gold. How much gold do you have?
10.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, I don't know how much gold. So probably a lot of gold. So maybe 10 is quite a lot of gold for
At
the
least
average
I
commoner.
had 10 when I was gambling. When I remember yesterday, but I can't remember. Maybe I'll check later.
Okay. I mean, do we know of any clerics that are on Voltress?
There are a few. It's not a particularly religious city. Like I said, it's very arcane in nature. As far as all of their following goes, most people who come to Voltress are either here to study in the university or to work in one of the various industries that are already set up on Voltress. The university being known for its high levels in artificery and other forms of arcane magic.
I'm guessing
Gwion's there, like, banging his head against the door, like, oh my god, like, bit of a mental breakdown.
what I think could help these people probably is definitely not commonplace, right?
No, it's not commonplace.
Yeah,
It's particularly specialist, and it would be hard to find on
Absolutely.
Voltress.
yeah. So I think sadly we have to. What's the saying? I forgot the saying. We have to lay in the bed we made, something like that.
Make the bed
Yes.
and tuck it in, lay in it. I
Yes.
think that's the
Don't
one.
let the laying of bed bite.
That's the one. That's
Yes.
the one. That's
Yes.
the one.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, we can. I'm down to carry this person, like he was gonna do. I think we should go maybe with this guy. Maybe it'll be proving our innocence, but I'm scared. I'm wondering. In my experience, you've been pretty good at talking us out of situations.
Yes.
So I was wondering if you'd be willing to do a lot of the narrative.
Yes, I can. I'm very nervous too.
Yeah, I'm also so something to note. I'm going to need about 12 seconds of prep, but if need be, I have an escape potentially.
Okay.
But it's
Gwion, just to check, and I don't want to. I don't want to insult you, and I don't want to say anything bad. Is it a definite form of escape?
no.
Is it
Go on.
a Gwion style escape?
15% chance, I'd say.
That's actually quite good for you, I think. But
Yeah, I would say so.
yes,
I would say. What do you mean that's quite good for me?
well, nothing at all. Don't worry. It's just numbers and that.
I'm great with numbers.
Okay. What's 7 plus
I'm
6?
just not. 13.
Oh, that's
I'm
actually.
just not so good at
That's pretty good.
the social element
Right.
of
Okay.
the when you have to. I have performance anxiety.
Oh, don't worry. Many guys suffer with that. Very normal.
Just round the corner.
We can ask him. It's good to talk about your problem.
I don't want to talk about this with him.
It
This
might
is
be
me and you
possible.
only.
Okay, fine. We can talk about it if you want, but I can't really relate. Not because let's
Oh,
move
so you're
on.
made a map.
Yes, indeed.
Let's go back round. We're gonna go with him. Talk, but like you're gonna do the main lead.
Sure.
If we need to leave, you're gonna give me a double blink wink.
Okay.
Are you two okay?
Yeah,
Yes,
we're fine. We're fine. Peeing.
Oh, yes, of course.
Being? Good God, man! Use a bathroom.
Sorry. Yeah, I'll come back round.
Just as we're walking over, I go, oh, one last thing, I don't wink, and then we keep walking.
We've decided. I mean,
What's peeing?
yeah,
Listen,
well,
How all these
everyone has their
decisions are made.
different taste. They think, yes. Some people it's a shower, some people. Whilst we,
go on, Groaferd.
What's
You
this?
can continue our group decision
What's
making whilst we were peeing.
what was our decision?
We're gonna go with him.
Oh right, okay, yes. We've decided
try and
that
get
we
on
would
the right side.
love to assist you with the best we can of bringing these people in and communicating the fact that they are part of the Corvid brothers.
Thank you.
And I think how many were them? I think there was 19 of them. 19
Sounds about
COVID-19 brothers.
So what you're saying is there's two Corbin brothers, and then like a circle of 19 people around them, like a corona.
Yeah, like a Corona.
That's
Yeah.
No.
Get the COVID-19.
I've been planning this
Yeah,
campaign for about
The Chicago 7.
what feels like 6 months,
The
and
COVID-19.
I've still got COVID-19. That's ridiculous. Not fair.
but to help.
If it
And-
wouldn't be this, it would be Murder Most Foul.
Yeah, that's fair. Anyway,
But definitely that would paint it as a light of self-defense, and that they attacked us because we were.
Oh, self-defense. They did attack us.
In a way, yes.
You, from my witness, I don't see you in much trouble. Especially if they've scammed you out of your property. You should have gone to the guards when you were robbed.
Yes.
But-
Oh, and also just to let you know, I am this gentleman's friend, but I'm also someone who was brought along and hired for the retrieval of this bow. So I was not there at the original thing, and I've not really taken part in any illegal activity. So
Not really either.
a
Not nothing.
part for the course. I was
Apart from the guy
simply
you killed.
well, that was self-defense, so not illegal.
Yeah, listen, also about this other guy that's unconscious. Well, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna chalk that up to hot blood.
I was
I've
wild.
seen soldiers lose their cool before.
How do you know I'm a... Are you my reader or something?
Only on Wednesdays.
it's a Thursday.
You have a day of the week mind reading ability. This is most... Let's walk and talk. I'm really interested in this.
Cool.
He's
Then
gonna
I
help you,
will. I know. I guess we'll start walking and hoping we'll find some guards.
With
a body just
How
over
many
my
bodies?
Griffith,
One frozen, one
although you're not
unconscious.
familiar necessarily with the guards, you do know where the closest feathered guards outpost is. It's a small bastion on the right hand side of the city. It's the feathered guards are known for like their swift justice and like quick action. They're pretty good combat, but then they refer to the university as the main governing body of the island. They are also the law keepers as well as the university, which is a bit odd, but they do manage it fairly well. You make your way to the bastion. You see it's a small like white stone building with the banner of the feathered guard outside, which is a white eagle on a blue background. Out front is a couple of guards posted with large
what appear to be arcane spears. They have no blades, but they do have what appears to be a dull electric crackle around the top edge of the staff.
Shock lances.
Lipstick
I love
taser.
Wait, is that where your mind went?
We went from Wheel of Time to Despicable Me so fast.
It was a swift plummet.
I will walk with bold strides straight in through the front, ignoring most people unless they stop me.
The two guards
up to a desk to dump an unconscious bandit.
The two guards out front of the gate just look at the two of you behind Torsten and go, is he all right?
Oh, he's just very, holy men only walk one way straight, not to be bothered.
You know what? Just go in. I don't even care at this point. You walk in. The desk you've just put, the unconscious body of the man on is what appears to be a young, half-elven receptionist. She seems to be mighty surprised to find an unconscious person on desk. In fact, she spills her tea all over a stack of paperwork the moment you put the body down. She's like, "Oh, good heavens! That's an unconscious person. Hi."
This man is of the Corvid gang. He just assaulted these two civilians in the street.
Hello.
I am Torsten Faringray.
It's a pleasure. I'm Wendy. Can I?
And I apprehended this culprit.
Well, thank you for bringing him in with such diligence. Let me just find you an officer. This really isn't my area of expertise.
Let me just. And I use prestidigitation to clean the tea up.
Thank you. I'm going to make myself another one. Would anybody else like one?
I would love one.
Tea. No,
love one.
No, three teas, four teas. Yeah, I'll get you an officer. She wanders back.
Have you got any chamomile?
Unfortunately, we're all out. That was the last one.
Oh,
that was the last one. Anyway, I'll be right back. She wanders off into the back room, and a moment later, a thick-set Minotaur man comes out. He's wearing the blue plate metal of the feathered knights. There is, as you see in this particular bunker, there is a lot of Aarakocra people, but it doesn't appear to be that isn't the main deciding factor for whether you can be a feathered knight or not.
You don't need feathers.
You don't need feathers to be a feathered knight. No.
Got a chance, guys.
Yeah. He wanders up and goes, yeah, what can I help you with?
As I said to your colleague...
Yeah, she just makes the tea.
This man here assaulted these two behind me in an alleyway off to the east of the city. He claims some of his compatriots escaped, a man named Tusk. Members of a gang, we believe.
Evidence.
Corvid.
Evidence. Show the tattoo. I show the tattoo as evidence.
He lifts the arm and checks the tattoo. Yeah, that's very interesting. He slides the unconscious body unceremoniously off onto the ground. He goes, well, we should probably start the paperwork. So he's like, relay the story for me again. And he starts scribbling down your stories you laid out for him.
I will give him a clean, exact account of what happened, minus the stomping on the head at the end.
Okay, nice.
I will play off and say there was an illegal den that my friend Gwion was a innocent victim of the illegal gambling den, and within this den they were also cheating.
Mm-hmm. And Gwion, that's you, right?
I point towards Gwion.
Yep.
They cheated you out of their boat, out of your boat, very illegally in a legal gambling den that you didn't know at the time, and also
we did.
Also that they cheated. So he hired me. I was not there at this point, but Gwion hired me to be an assistance in retrieving his boat, as they obviously legally took it. And that's why they attacked us.
Interesting. Well, that all seems... It's a little tricky. Where we will stay at the moment, we'll probably need to check in with you again at some particular point. The Groaferd brothers have been making a bit more of a nuisance of themselves as of late, so you can be forgiven for defending yourselves against their antics. They've been messing with some of the outer buildings as well as some of the manufacturing plants. They have been trying to collect goods. It's not going to go down very well. But you said you went to an illegal gambling room, lost your prized possession in said illegal gambling room, and then broke back into a legal gambling room to steal back the thing you lost.
Because they were cheating.
Brackets bow. Because they were cheating. That's yeah. Okay, fair.
I mean, well, it wasn't illegal gambling, I don't think. Is it
yeah.
illegal to gamble?
It's not legal to gamble.
No.
But only if it's like registered, I'm guessing.
No,
so.
it's gambling. You must well be pretty new. Gambling is very much illegal in Voltress. Because of this, it leads to this.
Yeah, I didn't know.
Yeah, tourists.
You used to get a lot of unconscious men on your desks when gambling was legal. I mean, if that's your
more
thing,
than I would like. Less than you'd expect. But anyway,
I can tell you where it happened, though, if you're interested, because there seems to be a live community of these Groaferd brothers at the boiling pot.
The boiling pot, yeah, that was mentioned. I have a pretty rudimentary, a pretty, well-written timeline here. I think we can trace it back to where we need to be. I would advise you, now that you have your goods, your belongings, stolen or not, you stay clear of them. Try and keep your nose clean. I've written all of your names down into this report, and if you're caught up in any other circumstances around the town, I'll know about it. We understood?
Yeah, can I take your name?
Oh, I'm...
Just for my records.
I'm B-Law. B-Law Blackhorn.
B-Law Black.
He's a thick-set, dark third Minotaur with, fairly large horns atop his head.
Are they black by chance?
They are, in fact, a dark greyish black.
Spicy.
Dusky, in fact.
Well, if you need me, I'm staying in town for a few days over at the Mossy Mess.
The Mossy Mess, no worries. Can I find the rest of you there as well?
Oh, sure. I mean, if it makes it easier, anything we want to make your investigation as easy as possible, and of course, we will comply.
Perfect.
Where is it I work, Joe?
You work. You're sort of in between jobs, as far as I remember.
Sure.
You did a couple of bartending jobs here and there, as well as a couple of questionable stage performances. But you do know the Mossy Mess as a fairly quaint tavern.
Very nice.
Are you a Warforged stripper? That's what it sounds like right now.
Yep.
And I love it.
I guess I'll have to find out.
You have a telescopic point. Is that why?
Listen, people like what they don't understand.
Anyway, I think that's about enough to be
It gets my gears going.
to be getting on with. We'll be contacting if there's any further developments or, we need another testimony for a court date or anything like that. Understood?
Yes.
Perfect. And he signs the piece of paper and he tears it off and it leaves an after-image copy on the piece of paper underneath, and he hands you as your copy of the report.
Ooh.
I need your signatures here, and here. He hands you a quill.
I'll sign.
I'll sign.
Thank you, Captain. I have to say, I'm impressed by the thoroughness of your setup.
We don't get too much crime. It seems to balance out fairly evenly between the districts, so it's nice here in Voltress. Welcome, by the way, to anyone who's just arrived, yourselves included.
Thank you.
You have seen around, Groaferd.
Oh yes, I've been around here and there. It's a very lovely city. I'm glad it's got such good people looking after it.
Well, thank you. Anyway, I will let you getting back to your duties. I will deal with this mug. We'll call him a mug. Speaking of your tea, should you want to wait for your tea, or
Yeah, absolutely. I would never leave.
she should be
Oh,
pretty useless, but she'll be back.
She seemed like a mighty nice woman.
She is. She's just not very quick with tea.
Ah, interesting.
Finds it
I
in
wonder
the
if-
kettle, I think, is the problem.
Interesting. I wonder if her assets lie elsewhere. I wonder if making tea is not perhaps her best job.
This expression.
Are you implying I'm saying she's not a good something? What? Assets don't have to be sexual, guys. Come
Hey,
on.
are we playing D&D? That was good tea. Well, it's been a pleasure meeting you. As I told you, I was staying at the Mossy Well if you're around, but I have an appointment at the Temple of the Raven Queen on the east
Oh,
side.
the Temple of Raven Queen.
Yes,
Are you
hoping to find an acquaintance.
well, I mean, I've got nothing else for the rest of the day. If you wanted
To
to...
be honest, I've also got nothing else, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit nervous about these guys showing up again. And if they do, I feel like you might not take my side of the whole story, and then you might even be against me, and then that will really screw me over. So I'm going to stick with you so you can see the absolute truth.
You know what? That's not a bad plan. We may have made some enemies.
Already? If that's a new person,
I've only been off the boat for 5 minutes.
quite impressive.
I know. I didn't used to be like this.
When did you start going downhill?
About an hour ago when I met you two.
It all
It
started when I was born.
Common happens. Yeah.
But in all honesty, what are the chances of it happening again? I mean, like,
Pretty
realistically.
high. I mean, I'm no maths quiz, but I imagine it's pretty high.
Well,
Oh, shit.
I'm intrigued of seeing the Raven Queen's church is like as well. So I'd be very interested in coming along.
I'll set off on the east with these two. As we go, I'll pull out the piece of paper and show it to you guys. Do either of you recognize this symbol?
Do I
Do you recognise the symbol?
Roll a history or arcana check for me.
11.
I rolled really bad. Got +4, but I rolled a 7.
+4, +7. No, you don't.
We both got 11.
Neither of you recognize the symbol. It does look, sort of a weird facsimile of a door, but it doesn't strike any arcane or historical recollection in your heads as you mull it over as you walk.
I know that one. I know it.
You know it?
It's a door.
Nice.
I might be a door. Maybe
No,
it's
no.
not this angle.
It's a crooked door.
A crooked door.
That's a door. It doesn't matter if it's crooked or not. It's still a door.
Yeah, but look, the symbol it must mean something. It's slightly on an angle, you know.
Right. So is that? But that's so surely.
Different orientation.
Surely that's all relative. Because if you were crooked, then it's in your orientation, which means the door is not crooked.
Sure. I mean, it is a door. You are right. You're definitely right.
Okay.
Mhm.
But no idea what it means beyond that.
Oh well.
Push your way on through the city, continuing out towards the right-hand side of the island. You see that the buildings thin out, giving way to hydroponic farmland. So there are large biodomes on the right-hand side of the city where they grow tiered layers of plants. Rather than spreading out in a large area, they stack their plants like a hotel to create a more efficient environment for growing food and whatnot for the city.
I'll whip out my iPhone, take a quick picture.
Which iPhone you got?
It's the iPhone.
Nokia.
iPhone Nokia.
What's that? I'll come up with a fantasy version of an iPhone, but it just doesn't.
It's like a Nokia, but it breaks.
A me
It's like
phone.
a Nokia, but it has the one feature of a Nokia that it doesn't have it.
It's like a Nokia,
Ouch.
but without the only one good feature.
That's classic. Yeah, you continue through the hydroponic farms until you reach the furthest outskirts of the city. You can see it's gone a lot more traditional here. There are a few hewn stone cottages, as well as a couple of wooden buildings, outhouses, and all those sorts of things that continue along until you reach the outside of what looks like a giant graveyard. Not a graveyard for giants, but a large graveyard for regular people.
Unless you're
Gwion. Yeah, who's
Shut
You push through the iron gates as you step out. You realize it's like the first bit of crafted wrought ironwork you've seen as you've entered the city is these gates. You push forwards to see in the far side of this graveyard is a what appears to be a dark stone church, or some close to a smaller chapel.
Can I make a note that my lovely owl, Evie, is going to soar up into the sky and just keep a quick surveillance, flying right above me, but just watching around, just to make sure we're not going to get jumped again, really.
You see as Evie flies off and over the stacked gravestones as they go out in different directions, you see that there is an older wizened, she sees as an older wizened man tending to one of the graves. Seems to be removing some of the old flowers and replacing them with new ones as you continue on through the paths. He's a little ways ahead of you. Evie spots him before you guys do.
So, as Gwion's walking, what are we looking for here then, Mr. Thompson?
Well, I've recently come to faith myself. The Raven Queen guides me, and I believe that people here may know an acquaintance of my father's. Fathers or grandfathers? Sorry,
Like an
Great grandfathers, as far as you know.
yeah. Oh, yeah, great
Grandfathers. Yeah, it gets a bit tricky when you start dealing with harsh elven bloodlines.
An acquaintance of my family.
Is this like a elderly individual, or?
I would imagine so. Yes.
Well, Evie. Oh, sorry, tripped a little bit. Evie up there, has noted that there is an old gentleman tending to some graves that way.
I mean, it's worth a try.
As you approach, he does lift his head up to see who's approaching through the graveyard. He gives you a polite wave and goes, "Hi, can I help you with anything?"
Hello, my name's Torsten Faringray. I sought an audience of the Raven Queen, but also some information, if you're willing.
Well, that's unusual, but welcome to the matron's graveyard. I am the archpriest here. How can I help you?
Do you mind if we step inside?
Oh.
This is somewhat...
Of course.
Please,
Please, come in. Collect
Are you
some
coming
tea.
with?
yeah, me and you were just like,
Oh, yes, please.
Tea?
I'd never say no to a cup of tea.
We grow it here in the garden. Tradition we picked up elsewhere, but it's definitely worthwhile.
I'm okay, thank you.
Tea? You see he picks a few leaves from one of the bushes out front of the chapel. It's surrounded by what appear to be various grow beds of different plants and well tended farmland, just sort of circling the outside edge of the plot. The church itself is dark stone with very Gothic architecture, vast contrast to the remainder of the city. It has a thick set dark oak, iron-bound doors that he pushes open with a surprising deftness. They look like they'd be really heavy, but they also look really well made. As he pushes them open, they give that classic creak sound as it opens.
There's a cat.
And a water droplet.
Oh my god!
He sort of like, he's not the swiftest of fellows. He's got a cane in one hand and he walks forwards. It's got a depiction of a raven's head atop it, and he like walks into the chapel. Would you like a seat? He gestures to one of the pews. There's only like 4 rows of pews, and then a jet black stone altar at the far end with a depiction of a white mask set just above the main altar.
Thank you. I will offer a prayer to the Raven Queen as I see. Just may fate guide me.
He offers you a cup of tea a moment later. It's hot, it's got a very earthy scent to it. It's not very like sweet or particularly palatable, but it's a high quality tea,
Thank you.
What can I help you with? Is there someone you were looking for in particular? And a name might be helpful. We can check our ledgers if they may have passed away recently.
I'm afraid I don't have a name.
That makes it a bit trickier.
Yes. I have... Have you ever heard of the Order of the Sentinel?
It doesn't ring a bell.
Is he
Should I?
lying?
I'm gonna say...
How about
No, sorry. Yeah, sure.
Bjorn Faringray?
Bjorn Faringray, isn't that does ring a bell. He steps up and he ventures back to the altar, and you can see it sort of doubles as it's got a section at the back with a few tomes in it. And he obviously studies a bit here as well as gives sermons. And he takes out what appears to be a thick book, and he ventures back and he goes, through the age of the 3rd cycle. Yes, here it is. Bjorn Faringray was one of the great heroes who ventured against the Eternal Syndicate. He's quite a well-known hero. I mean, it's an ancient legend and potentially not very well followed, but is he a relative of
Does he mention the Order of the Sentinels? He's said to have founded it.
Let me see. End of the 3rd cycle, beginning of the... No, after the 3rd cycle, the history here dictates that he settled back and took an oath of no conflict.
Interesting. Have I
Who's
read
he
this?
against? Sorry,
This is
sir?
Bjorn Faringray,
Against you? Adventured against?
the Eternal Syndicate.
Okay.
No, I'm not reading wrong. Okay, cool. Right. Well, I'm hoping to learn more about this order, the Sentinels, and I've come across some documentation that suggests that a member of their order resides on this island. I swore an oath to the Raven Queen
Yes.
recently, and I imagine that the other person in this would similarly have sworn to the Raven Queen. They would be old, very old.
Yeah.
I don't know much else about them.
Well, without a name, it's particularly tricky to say who they could be. As far
Tell
as
me about them.
old people who live here in Voltress, there is a rumor that Golden Wing herself is immortal, but that is a speculation.
Golden Wing, sorry, I'm very fresh. Yeah.
Yes, Lady Golden Wing. She's the headmistress of Golden Wing's Academy, the arcane library here in town. Where they study all of the arcane pursuits. Nothing I have concerned myself with. She was seemingly been around as long as Voltress has, but that must be since the end of the 2nd age, the 2nd cycle. It seems preposterous.
Unlikely, but if anybody knows, maybe she would.
That's a you know, she looks like a 30-year-old, you know. She doesn't look particularly old.
How far away is the end of the Second Age?
The end of the Second Age would be about, they're not even in gaps, so it'd probably be about 1,500 years.
Okay.
So quite old, if you were to live that long.
Pretty old.
Especially for Aarakocra. Aarakocra's usually like
Yeah,
7.
yeah, they don't, you know, in theory, don't live very long. We're going to say they have a pretty, you know, human lifespan for the sake of it not being really morbid that all these people are going to die really soon.
If it was compared to like elves, that's not too long, but
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I missed this guy's name.
I haven't given
Right.
you his name, that is why.
I will ask his name.
No worries.
Old man.
Sorry, it's just
Sorry, my name's Torsten.
Torsten Faringray. I am Elder Oon.
Elder
Oon.
Oon.
Matthew Oon, if you were going with first names, you introduce yourself so politely.
Elder Oon, priest of the Raven Queen. Okay. Do you know of anywhere else I might seek this knowledge, Elder?
I am unfortunately drawing a bit of a blank. I'll have an ask around, and I will pray to the Wraithen Queen that she tells me of this person. If he's lived long, he must have spent at least a little moment here in his time, dependent on how long he's lived here on Voltress. Or they, I don't know.
Yes. Is it easy to see Lady Goldenwing?
Not particularly. She's a very busy woman. She oversees the entirety of Voltress. She's our ruling leader as well as the governor of the Golden Wings Academy. She spends a lot of her time in her workshop, I hear, you know, dealing with new inventions and various bits and pieces, but I guess potentially stopping by the academy, you might be able to find an appointment.
Okay. Well.
I'm sorry, I wasn't any more help.
I mean, that's more than I thought I could. No, of course. You've been very helpful. Thank you. Have either of you two heard of the Order of Sentinels? I forgot to ask.
We heard of the Order.
Have I read about it, Joe?
Make a history check, pair of you.
Natural 20.
You
Now I'll know if I've heard about it.
You haven't heard of the Order of the Sentinels.
Okay.
It's not something that you would have come across in your upbringings.
What about Björn?
Bjorn Faringray? You know, like, sort of it by reputation. It's a very old story. The end of the cycle was 150-ish years ago, and that was when the story was sort of told of the fight against the Eternal Syndicate.
What's the Eternal Syndicate?
The Eternal Syndicate was a cult, as the story dictates it, a story that they were trying to restore the flow of magic, but only under their own control. For a long time, magic had been deteriorating in the world due to a past member of the Eternal Syndicate breaking the shackle to the material plane.
Is this the campaign you've already done?
No, this is a campaign I played with my my.
I remember.
I may have told you snippets of it. Yeah,
Just but not like the one we do now. Yeah, that story.
it's the same world.
Okay,
So
cool.
Björn foils the Eternal Syndicate in trying to gain control over the magic.
Yes, along with the series of other people and the help of the Order of the Red Brands.
Red Brands.
I have a question.
Of course. What was your name again?
My name is Groaferd.
A pleasure. We don't get many Warforged coming to the matrons. What can I help you with?
I hear that quite a lot. I was wondering what the Raven Queen's... What the Raven Queen means to you?
The Raven Queen...
What is the Raven Queen? What is the Raven Queen's presence?
She is there at the end of life. She may be our guide, She's the face that leads us to the next thing. Like a mother, you know? Always teaching you something new.
Sounds quite splendid.
What was the name of the red group again?
The Red Brands.
Okay.
Do they have any like collection buckets or something to where people put like items that they want to offer up to? I almost said Lady Shah then. Offer up to the Raven Queen.
There is like what's supposed to be like an offertory plate at the back of the hall.
I'm gonna thank him and walk over to this, and what you hear it ching, 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 as I bite one of my nails off. I'm going to put some of my nails into the bowl.
Thank you. Is there anything else I can help you with? I just get back to tending the garden.
I don't believe so.
I think you've helped me a great deal, and I thank you for your aid. I will let you get back to your...
Thank you. He stands up and he shakes each of your hands individually, and then he continues. He walks out. Please hang around in the gardens for a while. I'll be on my way.
Thank you.
So, sorry, go on.
No, you go. You first.
You're pretty famous, Mr. Tungsten.
Well, no. Me. No, I don't think many people will know me.
Well, you're Torsten Faringray, are you not?
Torsten.
Torsten. What was that?
I did also think you said tungsten at the beginning.
So, sorry, we'll just call you Mr. Faringray from now on, and maybe that's more helpful.
Mr. Farrier.
Mr.
Whoa, okay, don't insult him.
So, Mr. Faringray. In that case, you're from a bloodline of like a hero or something, then, I guess.
In the distant past, yes.
It makes sense why you can afford, all the shiny stuff you got going on. Not cheap.
I suppose.
And, shouldn't you be on like a horse and carriage, or, what rich people do in that?
You say he doesn't have a horse, Gwion.
Oh, true, he doesn't have a horse. Like, carriage pulled by people then, I guess, something like that.
Palanquin.
I don't have anything like that, no.
What, are you trying to, retire early and save your funds and your money then, or what's the deal?
Or retire at the right time.
Sorry, I'm not really meant to ask these questions. A bit personal, but I'm just curious. You seem like a person who's on from a wealthy background, yet you're hanging around the slums. It doesn't really make any sense.
I have a job to do. Any inheritance I have has been put to one side.
And also, you don't need necessarily a reason, or everyone has their own reason, maybe, for not hanging around with noblemen.
It's true. You don't need. You're perfectly fine without a reason. I'm just curious. That's all. Groaferd's right.
Did you maybe want to see the world a bit, Tungsten? See the different layers of humanity and how people live their lives?
I think you may have mistaken me here. You seem to imagine that the name of Faringray bears with it the wealth of kings. It's not quite so illustrious as that. I am not quite so detached that I would need to travel to see the people. But no, finding the Order of the Sentinels is my priority right now.
Well, it seems like that might be leading us to the headmistress of some sort.
Yes, us. You wish to join me in this?
Well, that was a mighty interesting story. Gwion, have you ever heard of the Sentinels?
I haven't heard of the Sentinels. No.
Yes, me neither.
Well, I'm not going to say no to a little aid if you're around.
Well,
but please, I have no idea what will happen, but there are some very dangerous people involved in this.
we literally met.
We've already got... Yeah, exactly.
Come on. Yes, we've seen what's happened.
We got the COVID brothers already.
We got them
If
already.
you think
They're down.
these are dangerous people, you are not on the level of which we are talking. You need to understand the serious danger in which you would place yourselves if you came with me. Have you ever watched a creature drip midnight sludge from its body as it massacres people?
Have you ever watched me fuck up one of those creatures? Now that is what you're waiting to see. Gwion Bowdan does not go down easy, I'll tell you that much. You see how many hits I took back there?
You'd almost go down, though.
Wow, I was
You were quite
pleased,
close.
you know.
You look like
Like,
you were
I don't
fortunate.
plan on fighting any of these creatures, not without any help. But sorry, I'm actually finding the description. One second.
I will. Maybe right now, I might not know, but it'd be fun to find out and learn, I guess. When you say midnight sludge, you mean just like black blood?
Joe,
Mhm.
I don't seem to have the description you gave me anymore.
You
I've got
had
long-limbed.
that was
Oh no, sorry. With its flesh drips from its bones and boils in perpetual
Well,
heat.
that doesn't sound actually very. If I was fighting something and its flesh is falling off itself, I'm not that intimidated.
I reckon we can take it, Groaferd.
I commend your bravery, but I just, as long as you know what you're potentially signing up for by accompanying me.
I'm not signing up permanently. I'm just saying.
No, of course. And again, I'm not expecting you to get involved with any of that. Just watch out. That's all.
Sounds good.
I don't mind the title of Gwion Bowdan, Slayer of Silky Misty Skin. That sounds pretty good to me.
That's catchy.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yes, sounds good.
I can see the bards writing songs about that sort of thing.
Yeah,
I don't know if they could really match the cadence, but I'm sure there are some good bards out there.
Oh, maybe we need to find ourselves a bard. Checking that Wendy fella. Do you think she might?
maybe that's her calling, not a tea maker,
Yeah,
but a bard.
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
bard.
Maybe that's
Wendy.
where her assets lay in being a bard.
that, of course.
Look,
you meant.
can you get your mind off her assets?
As a general rule, no. Like, you know.
Yes, I can for about 6 seconds.
Yeah. Just right back to assets.
What sort of time are we looking at here?
What do you mean? Oh, in a day.
What sort of time is it?
It's probably just passing. You probably arrived early, so it's passing around midday, passing into early evening.
Okay. Busy morning?
Yeah, lively.
Can I clarify as well, Mr. Tungsten? If we're gonna come along with you, if that's all right, you know, of course. Seems best to stick together for now. Are we looking for Björn? Or are we looking for somebody else? Because surely Björn's like...
No, we're not
Yeah.
looking for him. In some of my ancestral records, I've come across mention of this order, and the record seems to suggest that there is a member on this island somewhere.
Huh.
Okay.
Just
That's all I have.
Well, just-
It's not really much of a lead.
something to make myself clear on. Why are you looking for them?
I need to know what they know.
That's very vague, but I mean, I don't want to push you.
Look, I did only meet you an hour or two ago. I can't tell
Yes.
you like everything of my entire being. But
Fair.
for now, if you don't mind,
Not at all.
they have knowledge that I need.
If you have secrets, yes, absolutely. I don't want to push you on that at all.
Groaferd, can you like check your archives for like, you've been here a bit longer than me. We would have been friends for a couple of weeks, but could you check your archives for some information gathering source?
What do you mean by my archives?
Your folders, your memory clogs.
Are you saying I'm some sort of Windows operator?
You'd be Windows.
You make windows.
Oh yes,
You're
sure.
a glass maker.
Let me just no. Yes, actually, yes, of course. Yes, and drawing with the improv. I mean, I can. What am I looking for?
A source of information, some building, library kind of thing.
Well, there's the main library run by the Golden Wing. Have I heard of Golden Wing before?
Yes, yeah, you definitely have heard of the Golden Wing Academy. It is, like I said.
Have I met her before?
I
would have definitely been to this library.
Yes, you will have definitely been to this library.
Definitely been to the library.
Yeah, it would have played a decent part in. Yeah, you'd be fairly well connected to the academy.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I could definitely. I could get us to a place to ask some questions, but maybe not. I don't want to overstep and push anywhere in particular, but we could definitely go to the library, and they'll know my face and know my name.
Up to you. I was just thinking we could get some reconnaissance. I mean, you sound like you're drawing a blank after this lead. Is that right, Mr. Faringray?
Yes. Well, yeah. About. I don't really know where else to go from past Golden Wing, who might know, or other elderly patrons of the island. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. So yeah, I mean, any assistance? Should we check out?
Sure. I mean,
To the library.
yes. To the library.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll head towards the university area.
Checking out though when we go out, Joe. Looking for COVID brothers.
Yeah, there are several men in
Put on a mask
what
to
look
hide
like
your face.
fairly like PPE, bits of like respirator style equipment.
Nice.
They're fully biohazard suited up. They're like,
Darth Vader.
got to self isolate. Groups of 6 or more are not allowed.
They stand 6 feet away from each other.
God, that's
Solid.
not going to age well on the podcast, is it? Anyway,
If COVID comes back, no.
You push on through the city undisturbed by COVID or any Corvids of the like. As you wend your way back into the city, it was getting more and more like, I don't know how to say that, squalid, less fancy as you got towards the outside of the city. As you get closer to the academy, it gets fancier and fancier. There are like bigger spaces between all the buildings. They are stacked high and decorated in ornate gold and white. It still keeps that air of nature in it, with like walls of pure like forest green and various glass tubes filled with different plants. It has a very atmospheric atmosphere. That doesn't quite work. Anyway,
It is very atmospheric.
it is very atmospheric. That is what I was looking for. Thank you, Groaferd.
It is but atmospheric.
You realise again, Torsten, that it's warm here, whereas it wasn't warm on the ship. Despite you being at the same altitude, or maybe even a little higher now that you've climbed into the city, it is warm on Voltress. As you pass towards towards the academy, right in front of it, you see there is a large, shallow pool that extends out in all directions, in the center of which is quite an ornate fountain. The tile mosaic that makes up the bottom of this pool is of two golden wings spread in both directions across the bottom of it. You cross over a few low bridges, very elegant walkways that cross over. There are various students and professors walking in all different directions across this courtyard as you head towards the main entrance of the academy. Is there anything you'd like to do as we walk over, or?
I start about my nails again.
Yeah.
As we're going through and walking over, I'd like to just ask you the other two. So, Groaferd, you've been in the city for a while?
Oh yes, quite a while.
What do you do here?
Oh, well...
I feel like you both know quite a lot about me in a very short space of time.
Well, I've been working behind bars. That's how I met Gwion, actually.
You're a bartender?
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that's basically what I've been doing. I'm not doing it anymore, but yes, that's what I've been doing.
You quit?
Yes. Could say. But aside from that, I try to read, try to keep my knowledge flowing, and I like talking to people. I go to this. Have you heard of chess before?
Yes, I play chess.
Yes. Oh, well, I would like to play a game.
I'm terrible at it.
Oh, well, maybe I could teach you a thing or two. There's a very nice chess club in here that I go to.
Unironically,
yes.
Sorry, would Gwion be really good at chess? Maybe he wouldn't know the rules as yet, but given that intelligence isn't his dump stat, he'd be quite good at chess, but really bad at charades.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's so funny.
Whereas I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
Charades, we're smashing.
Yeah. I'm alright in both. If you ask me if we play poker, I'm losing the heck out of it.
Yeah.
That's why you got me. I'm pretty good at poker. Just lost the last time.
Oh, maybe we could get some sort of gaming team.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't seem to be very good at cards and gambling.
You're not talking to me, are you?
Well, yes.
I'm extremely good. You just got me on a bad day.
Okay, and you decided to lose your prized possession. What is it with that quiver?
It's a quiver and a bow.
And you couldn't get another quiver, you had to break in and steal it?
No, this one's fancy. Look at this. And I'll pull out my quiver. It's got a nice, lovely picture of our Yud on it. My dad gave it to me, so it's really fancy. I'll take it back on.
It is
And then the bow.
it is a very well made quiver. It does seem a little special. Hard to tell what exactly sets it apart from a regular quiver.
And this is my bow that I hold with this nice little wrap. The wrap I actually got from here, quite locally, quite recently actually.
Oh, very nice.
But the bow is beautiful.
It is a very well made bow.
Really a thing of beauty.
You're a skilled archer then?
Well, I like to think so. But I'm also a skilled fighter, as you saw earlier.
Well, I saw you trying to curb stomp that man.
Yeah. Well, he deserved it. He
It's
was
incredible. You didn't even really get him to the ground, but I could tell you were going for a curb stomp.
So much intention behind the way you moved in.
I always learned that the way of fighting, it's all about intention. You can tell a lot by intention, as opposed to results.
Yes, that's a very positive way of looking at it. Also,
But going back to what you were saying originally, I am good at card games, just not that one. Bad day.
Oh, but they were cheating, weren't they?
Listen, if you want to play, I'll wager 10 gold right now. I'm ready. We can sit down anywhere. We can gamble. I'm great at poker. We'll smash it.
Maybe later.
oh, and
Alright,
also,
I mean, if you want to lose, whenever you're ready.
there's something that I'm a bit nervous about, as I've never told anyone this before, but we are going into it, and hey-ho, you guys seem quite trustful. This place is some place I come for maintenance.
Oh, they repair you.
Well, if there's any problems or anything, yes, I can come here for maintenance.
Do you need repair now?
Well, actually, I look down to the probably
Still an
slightly
arrow
smoking.
like sticking out of one of the cogs in your shoulder.
Yeah. Well, yes, actually, maybe a bit, but I will have to go off and do that myself. I think if you guys want to search for, I'll introduce you to, I'm sure, the receptionist, or I'll know somebody.
Groaferd, I think I've heard of this. Do you have to do it like annually, called an MOT, and you have to pay some money every year and get a bit of a checkup?
No, it's more like a colonoscopy. Like happens to Warforgers over a certain age.
I cast Witch Bolt.
Understandable.
You wander in through the main gates and up to the front of the academy. It is an extravagant building. There has been no expense spared on creating this building. Obviously, they get a lot of donations from their students who come in, as well as probably their parents and other people who are invested in the study of magic in this world. Passing into the main foyer, you see ahead of you a large reception desk. You, Groaferd, do recognize one of the people on the desk. This is James. He's one of the scholars here. He helps with the library and also takes you down to the mechanist workshop on occasion.
Awesome. I will walk up to James.
Groaferd, hi.
Amazing, James.
What can I
It's
do?
really
For you?
good
Is
to
it
see
the
you.
library, or are you? What happened?
You
You
two
look like you
things.
went like 3 rounds with an angry hedgehog with a bow or something. I don't know.
Yes, I mean you could. You kind of a little bit. You could argue that. Whatever floats your boat, you know. Well, sort of a 2-pronged attack here, James.
Smart.
My 2 friends here, not two prong. I pointed the arrows, not 2 prongs. 2-pronged attack. I've got 2 friends here. Who? What do you want?
The library.
The library or
Oh,
people?
yeah.
to
Also-
talk to, or...
James, you should have seen the other hedgehog. He was pretty fucked up.
Oh,
True.
fair. You fuck up hedgehog?
The library.
Anyway.
Oh no, not okay. Yes, these 2 would love to go to the library, and yes, I would love to go to the repair shop.
Okay. As they're with you, they get part of your membership, so that is a silver apiece to go into the library rather than a gold.
Thank you very much.
I can show them to the library, Groaferd, if you want to just go down to the workshop.
I'll make my way down. Yes, and also James. If they ask, if these are good friends of mine, so if they, wanted some extra special attention or anything, I'd very much love it if you gave it to them. It would make me very pleased.
I know my way around the librry like the back of my hand. Ooh, what's that?
Don't worry, he makes that joke every time.
Anyway, this way.
Thank you, James.
Go. I'd like to venture forth into my gold pouch.
Okay.
I haven't used it last night.
There is 3 copper left in your coin pouch
Oh no!
from your gambling session, as well as
Oh, no.
maybe the meal you bought that evening.
You know what, Tungsten? I just realised maybe I'll wait here and just keep watch for the COVID guys.
Are you sure? The library's a very glorious sight.
Oh, it's fine. I've been to plenty of libraries.
I mean,
I'll
if
just
you're, I would. Well, you're under no obligation, obviously, but an extra pair of eyes looking helps.
sure. It's a bit spenny. So this place.
Oh, well, I'm very happily invest the money into you, Gwion.
Well, I wouldn't want to cause you any inconvenience. It's not like I can't afford.
Gwion, I put a silver down on the table.
Oh wait, no. Cheers, Groaferd. I can't afford it. I'll get you the next one.
I sort of give you a look of, I don't believe that, but I'll happily give you the silver.
You venture off towards the workshop, and the 2 of you are led by James, very excited to lead you towards the library of which he knows so much about and is so willing to tell you about. But we'll stay with Groaferd for the time being. You make your way down through some of the corridors, down past laboratories, as well as test centers. There are grand classrooms that you pass by, as well as gaggles of students talking animatedly about different magical theories, as well as, putting into practice some of their arcane arts in some of the classrooms. You continue past all of them, continuing down the long spiral staircase that splits the entirety of the Arcane Academy in half. You continue way, way down below until you can't even hear the sounds above, and pass into the laboratory. This is quite an inner sanctum, and you know that the door you just went through to get into this place wouldn't have let you through unless you were meant to be there. It is a thick iron set door, and it opened before you reached the bottom of the stairs. You push through.
Is it like, can I stop just before I go in? Just before I go in, I call out. Headmistress, Golden Wing.
Oh, Groaferd, how many times do I have to tell you to just come in? Right?
Listen, whatever you do, I'm only coming in if you promise to not be angry at me.
Angry? What have you done this time?
I'll walk around the corner.
You walk around the... Oh, fuck. You see...
Listen, I'm so sorry.
I see in front of you a fairly well-dressed, but also, like, ready-to-work female Aarakocra with long golden wings that extend out in either direction. She is currently leveling what appears to be a series of pipes and dials and lenses at a target at the far end of the room. She goes, just cover your ears one moment, and she pulls a trigger, and it goes off. I'd say like a cannon, but it is a cannon. It just blows. The target just sort of disappears at the far end of the arena. It's like,
oh my god.
Well, that's a little more effective than I was hoping for. She, clocks back a large bolt and then slides it back into position. Pop props it.
Please don't do that to the public.
Oh, that's nothing. It's just bad news. Anyway, what on earth did you do? It looks like you fought at least 3 hedgehogs with a large bow and arrow.
That's funny, actually. That's the second time I've heard that joke.
Was it
today.
James?
It was.
I'm
James.
very disappointed in myself. Anyway.
Listen, you guys, he's a very nice person. You must be rubbing off on him. Or maybe you rubbed off on him. I don't want.
Anyway, take a seat. We'll figure this out.
I will sit down, and I will be very, very willing to just be helped and be sort of sorry as she's leaving me.
Well, not a problem. She takes apart some of the she pulls one of the arrow shafts up. She's God, no respect for craftsmanship. And she throws it over her shoulder, and she digs around. She pulls a few things. Essentially, you go under the. There is a layer of magic woven into each movement. She pulls out a few tinkering tools and begins to mend things back together again. That is considered the greater restoration spell, as well as how much healing should that be? 6. 22 points of healing.
Ooh. Okay, I'm definitely back.
Didn't you only take 3 damage?
No, I took 7.
Oh,
which for me is
Well, there you go. All shiny and new. She dusts off part of the breastplate.
Very impressive. Very impressive.
To be fair, 3 is a quarter of your health. So
yeah. I'm gonna as she's been doing the sort of fixing. I'm gonna have been like, well, what is a cannon? What is this thing you call a cannon?
Oh, it's just an interesting, thing I've been messing around with. I used to have something similar, and it never really functioned at the highest performance,
Fair.
Anyway, that seems to have done
today. Just by the way, whilst I was walking around, in my research as well, I heard of some people that I've never heard of before.
Yes.
They're called the Sentinels. Do you know who they are?
Oh, I can't say I know anyone of person that goes by that title.
A group of people, maybe?
I'll
some sort of...
do some digging and see if I can find anything. You look around the chamber as well while you're discussing this like element and while you've been being fixed. You know this lab fairly well, but it was always eye-catching. Namely, the most prominent part of this entire laboratory is the giant test tube right in the center of the room. It is huge, floor to ceiling, about 60 foot across. It contains what looks like a swirling tempest on the inside of the glass. You can swear every now and again as it shifts and moves, this cloud as it roils, there's like the hint of feathers, or is that eyes? Scales? You're not really sure, but it always seems to be moving and it gives off an incredible amount of energy. Around the outside of the room, away from this jar, is an array of various mechanical equipment, as well as what appears to be a smaller private library in comparison to the vast one above.
You seem to be quite spectacular and a bit of a workaholic as usual.
Oh, well, you know. Can't get enough of it.
Well, I would appreciate any information of Essentials.
I will do my best.
Okay, awesome.
Well, I'll let you get back to your compatriots. I doubt you got into this mess all by yourself.
Oh, no, yes. That was friend of mine, good man, maybe a bad influence.
Well, we all need at least a couple of those in our life.
Yeah, that is fair. That is very fair.
I am your druggy friend.
Little bit.
You wait till you actually have access to drugs in the game.
Then he actually is going to be the druggie.
And start gambling with it. I'll pay back next week. Oh, the week after.
Microdosing fire whiskey.
How long have you been a wizard, artificer, magic person?
Gosh, you know a lady never tells her age, but a decent while. I've been mastering this my whole life.
You're very impressive, so I would think so. Okay, I will run off. Thank you so much again.
Well, stop by any time. Oh, also, I have this for you. She hands you a letter. It's the letter's a formality. The council determines that I should only give out instructions in a written form. Essentially, there's a problem at one of the hydroponic farms out towards the right of the island. It seems to be something's having a go at some of the plants, but we're not really sure what. I was hoping you might be able to have a look into it, given your new, arcane influence.
Absolutely. I mean, is this also a little bit of it feels a bit like an exam.
Well, you can't...
I'm very down for it.
Can't get you wrong with, trying new things or, seeing limit testing, we'll call it.
Just to check, that's the one we were just at, right?
You passed by them, yeah. They're the large glass domes on the right-hand side of the island. I should clarify, by the way, that I am using right and left as the axis for this, right and left and forwards and back at this island, because it turns. It isn't always facing north, south, east, or west. This island moves freely.
Cool.
That's a pain in the ass.
Hence, they don't use north, south, or anything to describe where the island is anymore, because it just got a little confusing.
The key to that is anymore. Somebody at one point said north twice. And something very bad happened that day.
Someone said build the house on the north side of the island, and it was right in the way.
Yeah. Well,
I'll meet you on the north tip.
Yeah. Problem.
Yeah, my friends upstairs, I think they're being helped with books. I'm sure they will.
I'm sure James is keeping them entertained, but I'll let you get back to them.
Thank you. And I will run off.
Yeah. The letter, as you open it, is a more formal version of what she just said. There is an open request for someone to sort out the a potential hazard in the biohazard.
Just a piece of paper.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It has a fancy signature at the bottom, but apart from that, it's still got dirty workshop smudges on it.
Dirty, yeah. Cool. I'll start walking back.
Perfect. You two find yourself in the Grand Library. It lives up to that name, and then some. It is a 4 or 5 concentric rings in various stages. They cut into. I'm not describing that very well. It is 5 concentric rings going outwards, with grand archways that cut in different directions. The ceiling is a large dome of glass with large reflecting mirrors that pass the light about in all different directions, different areas of the library. The closer in you get, the more detailed the books could be. The very center is a large study hall. There are gathered like bundles of tables, softer reading areas, as well as grand balustrades that pass along these bookshelves going in all directions. They're about 6 or 7 stories tall, some of these bookshelves, so they are quite inaccessible for the most part, as well as there seems to be a lot of rolling ladders and various students climbing up to get books for more elderly professors. It looks like a bit of a hike, almost, getting some of the books from the higher shelves. It looks like you'd need a serious bit of climbing equipment to, James is like, well, this is the Grand Library. Welcome. Anything you can think of, I'm sure it's in here somewhere. Whether we can find it is an entirely different matter. It was catalogued, but it was done by a genius, and they're not very good at sharing their genius with other people as of yet. So, the system that she used is a little beyond comprehension. It's not exactly helpful, but we're getting there.
Okay, well, I'm glad we got you to help a little here, James.
Yeah, help.
Well, I'm after some information on the Order of the Sentinels.
Order of the Sentinels. Now, you'd think that would be under O, but it could well be under S. So...
Yes. Oh, it's as simple as alphabetical.
No, I wish. Sometimes it goes into one alphabet and out of another, so whether it counts as a...
Oh, I'd try it in Common and Celestial.
No, Common and Celestial. It usually goes through Tiefling, which is a little confusing. Okay, I will do my best. Give me a moment. He wanders through the library, beckoning you to follow him. He wanders up and down and stands in front of a bookshelf for a couple of minutes and goes, "No, it's not there." And then wanders to a new section. Ancient histories, various tomes. Fantastic hinky punks and where to find them. That doesn't know.
Pick the book up!
That's a severely plain brown.
While he's doing that, can I walk with him and just say,
James, I have a small question. I was just wondering, you've known Groaferd for a while. I was wondering if you, I'm wanting to get him a gift, but at the moment I can't afford anything, but I'm wondering if you have any things that you think he might really like he might quite like books.
I guess he likes books. He does a little bit of research here in the library on occasion. I would say... I feel like Groaferd is a people's person, I feel like he really enjoys talking, and I think potentially the best gift you could give him is your time, That's how he spends his time with me.
A pet! That's a wonderful idea. I should get him a pet. Thank you, James.
It seems like a logical conclusion.
James drops back as you walk into the library. He really hears what he wants to, doesn't he? Sometimes, yeah. Anyway,
that's what I'm getting. Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. History is here. He pulls out an iron-bound tome, and lays it down on one of the reading desks. He twists part of the table, and you feel the light sort of shift in the room as one of the parabolic reflectors relocates to provide more lighting to this area. He goes, this is one of the ancient histories, a brief depiction of the 4 cycles and how they came to change. Might be a good place to start. I can go and see if I can find something else if you want to start here.
Yes, I think that's a good idea. We'll start with this.
As you flick it open, you see that this might be similar to what the old man in the Raven Queen's Church was flicking through, but maybe a little more comprehensive.
Okay.
Looking for signs of the Order of the Sentinel. Could you make a history check for me?
Specifically, can we look between the years of when? Because he said he founded it, so between the years of when Bjorn was alive, right? I don't want to look at the first cycle stuff.
Yeah.
6.
6. Yeah, it doesn't.
Can I also make it history?
Um.
Because I would be looking. With
Yes,
him.
you're looking with him, so I'll allow it. Yeah.
5.
Nice. There's a
I'm thinking about
Good
pets,
job,
like
guys.
Groaferd.
There's a really
Solid.
interesting diagram on one of the inner pages of a that distracts you, Gwion, of the inner and outer planes and all of the way that they mix together. It's very well illustrated with a depiction of how the elemental planes blend one into each other, with a linear line of the change of nature as it goes from like wind to water, water to fire, fire to earth. You know, it's quite entertaining. You, however, do both see that there is a page missing from the book just shortly after the end of the third cycle. It seems to end somewhere around the same time as the what's his name? The man at the what's it called? Raven Queen's Church said, with the depiction of him taking his oath of oh my god, I should really have kept the history up.
Like non-combatants.
Yes, his an oath of non-violence. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
Looking at this page, torn, burnt. Any left things that might anything that might help track down potentially who might or what might have taken it, how it might
It
have been
looks
taken?
like it was cut out fairly respectfully, you know, with a knife. Probably a pretty sharp knife.
In a hurry?
Nope,
Not in a hurry.
particularly in a hurry. It looks like it was cut very deliberately out of the page. There's like a tiny little like edge of the paper where he couldn't get it close enough to the spine.
Okay. James, are you there?
Yes, he like pokes his head out between two bookshelves. Yeah,
James,
what can I help you? He's like 3 stories up.
there's a page
A
missing.
page missing? He like almost falls
Someone's
through the
taken a
bookshelf. He mantles the edge of the the thing and then like climbs down to your side. He goes, a page missing.
Yeah, it looks like it's been removed.
I've worked in this library for 15 years. I've never seen a page missing. Page is destroyed, ruined, too old,
You
damp.
only look 15 years old. Have you been...
I'm like 32.
Well, you're looking good for it.
I'm gonna have to report this. I'll be back. He like wanders off with the book.
What was the book's title again, sorry?
History of the
Oh,
4
okay.
cycles.
Wrote it down.
Okay. Well, that's worrying.
Yeah. A short while later, Groaferd, you find yourself in the library as well, searching around, seeing the grand scale of it. You've been in here a few times.
A page missing.
You see him like he's like wandering backwards and forwards in the bookshelves, trying to find someone more important than him to tell that there's a page missing.
If I see him walking around, say, does he actually walk around?
He's wandering around,
Okay.
entirely saying,
I catch him walking by and go, what, a page missing?
"Yeah, there's a page missing, Groaferd." Oh, so your friends are like over that way. There's a page
In
missing.
my 3 years of being here, I've never seen a page missing.
No, destroyed, ruined, too do all to read, written in a different language, but missing.
Missing.
I'm going to take this. Who
That's
do I tell, Groaferd?
Isn't that... Well, it's kind of your job, but I mean, you could also, you could tell the headmistress.
I need a more adultier adult.
Oh, I see. What about the other receptionists? Is there any
That's right, yeah.
head
Mhm. Matthew will know. And he wanders out of the library. And we hear like a moment later, the page is missing!
Echoing throughout the whole library.
He's drawing a bit of attention. People are like, wait, really? A page missing? That's not heard of. Most people go back to what they were doing because they have more important concerns, but...
We appear to have made a
Yeah.
fuss.
Well, I find these two.
Yeah.
You find a book without a page.
As you come round the corner, I frantically close Fantastic Pets and Where to Find Them and put it back on the shelf.
Oh my god.
Careful, your owl will see you.
Wait, can I see if I saw a book that was?
Sure, make a perception check.
Are you rolling sleight of hand or something?
Yeah, of course I'm rolling sleight of hand.
Of course.
14.
Okay.
Oh, I've got a 13 minus 1. For a 12.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, okay. That's very odd. The page was missing. I read here relatively often, and I know how hard of a watch to keep on these books. What was it? What was the book? What were you looking for?
History of the Four Cycles. Approximately where we need to know things. Coincidentally, end of the End of the Third Age.
End of the third.
End of the third cycle. Around the retirement of Gwion.
Right. Well, I've asked the people I know, my connections, for more information. They said they'll look into it, and they'll get back to us.
Oh, they picked you up quite fast, haven't
Yeah,
they?
he looks like
Oh,
spiffy and shiny. He looks like someone's gone over with him like a Scotch Brite and really like brushed up his like that. The highlights on his plate are like crisp.
She's very good. But that's very interesting. Do you find anything out? Is it anything more than we've known?
No. I'm not gonna lie, there was a really nice diagram.
Ooh.
Some
Took
solid
quite
diagrams.
a lot of attention.
There were quite a few solid diagrams in this room, you know, as you wander around. Some of it on that like same plane, or some of it very like religious iconography, battles between demons and angels, sort of thing. Yeah, there's bits and pieces dotted around, as well as art. It's a library, you know, a nice one. It's got art in.
Do you know any more of this library or how to navigate?
Oh,
Now that James is deeply distracted.
navigation.
There's a page missing!
We may have shot ourselves in the foot with that statement.
Oh, I don't think they blame us at all. It's just that will be quite a shocker, I'm sure. I sadly not really. It's a bit like a baby learning to walk, but I'm still in the very, 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 very much lower crawling stage, so not really.
Are you a student here then?
I'm not.
No, not really.
Right? No, I just like to come here to read, really. So more of a passerby.
I don't know why we haven't come here before, to be honest, Groaferd. It's a really, really nice library. It's really, should we go get some ale and play some cards or something? I don't know.
Well, I'd be down. Is there any other information you're looking for?
No. I don't know. It'll be here somewhere.
Oh, well, actually, how well are you two feeling?
Well enough.
Bit bruised.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We could
One of it was thanks to
we could
him.
have considered this time searching the library a short rest if you'd like.
Oh, should we...
Bit bruised and feeling a bit better.
I've been given a bit of a task. If you fancied helping me, seeing as I've helped you on your search.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything I can do.
Well, you know those very, very cool domes we walked past earlier? Apparently, something has been messing with the crops.
Oh. Something's a pest problem of some kind.
I think a bit bigger than, like, you know, maybe aphids or something like that. I think something has been terrorizing the crops, maybe it's a better word.
You're saying there's rats in the basement?
Well, first of all, it's not a basement, and second of all, I think it's been, maybe if the rat has a legendary action, or
Not a rat with a legendary action. Oh shit!
I am the Rat King.
I am the Rat King. I mean, to be honest, it might just be rats. I do not know much more, but the person, I believe it will be maybe a bit more of a challenge.
absolutely. And this is issued by the university.
Well, it's been passed through the university, from somewhere else.
Okay. Well, I imagine being on the better side of these people is likely to get answers faster, so
Absolutely.
I'm always down to help.
Yes.
I'm in. Is there any financial gain, Groaferd?
Well, the financial gain may come within the gain of them on our side. Who knows how beneficial that would be? As I've said before,
I mean, anyway. But I'm just wondering, it'd be nice.
Oh.
Not that I need it. I've got plenty of money, really loaded. But down the line, could be a bit helpful.
Yeah. Well, we could ask. I'm sure there might be something somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think we're going to get any further here, so we'd better. I'll be willing to head.
That's okay.
Step out of the library and into the remainder of the university, and then out of the university and back into the main plaza. You know where the hydroponic labs are, so you continue in that direction. It is slowly settling towards evening. They're this high up in the altitude, you get a starry night a lot sooner, and the blue of the sky is still confined to a band around the outside edge. It's peaceful.
That's beautiful, I can imagine.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
You can see one of Immilyous' two moons beginning to breach into the darkness as well. With the larger of the two moons, a deep sort of bluish colour. This is called Grand Mel.
Okay.
You pushed through the city. It's starting to bustle into that nightlife, as we said. It's, pubs are starting to fill up. People are starting to make their way home from work. It's nice. As you reach the outside edge of the city, you can see some of the workers from the hydroponic farms are beginning to head back in the way they came. They give you a couple of interesting looks. It's it's odd that someone's going in this direction. It's not usually like that. But yeah, as you reach the edge of one of the giant domes, you see there's no one really around. You see there's a few lights on still inside, but there's not many people around.
How dark is it?
It's dim light around for the most part, especially in the street. Inside the lab, it's a little brighter because they have fluorescent lights lit up to keep the plants fed.
I mean, I'm assuming we just approach someone. Is there any farmer around or anyone who may look like they are at all in any sense of?
Yeah, you see a younger workman. He's an Aarakocra. He's got the farming working attire of the area on. He seems to be he's got his lunchbox in one hand. He seems to be on his way home.
Amazing. Oh, excuse me, sir. Just if I've been issued a job to help. Apparently, you have a pest problem.
Oh yeah, that'll be Dome 6. That's this one here, actually. Yeah. If you go in and see the foreman, Foreman Hells, he'll tell you.
He sounds like he may be a bit of a ball breaker.
No, he's a really nice guy.
Amazing. Okay, Foreman Hells. Thank you very much. Enjoy your time off. Friend.
Thank you. Good luck with those pests. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, actually, I'm not going to question him more because he's literally on his way home.
Cool. You wander into the biodome to find seems to be a small office building in the center of it. It is this big circular space with several layers of different plants. It seems to be mostly growing lettuces here, but there seems to be some other plants for propagation and things mixed in to more evenly balance the soil. I guess that would make the most sense. I don't know how hydroponic farms are like. Yay!
DJ, whatever you say, you can create bullshit to make it work. Yeah.
You press on through the towards the office, and you see that there are no lights on the inside.
Okay.
It doesn't look particularly well guarded.
Or very used. Is anyone particularly good at seeing in the dark?
I'm okay.
So.
As we're walking through, Joe, can I look for like signs of scuffle, signs of clues, investigator shit around as they go around?
Perception? No, I'm joking. An investigation check for me.
It's not that great anyway. It's a 9.
It seems fairly
Just having a quick
clean in here. There is a there is the dirt that each of the plants has grown in, but apart from that, everything else is pristine white. There is one sort of weird element that stands out even with a low investigation check. Of the edge of the table seems sort of like on one of these banks and rows of plants. One of the corners of the table looks burnt, and all of the plants on that particular corner look wilted, as if they were exposed to a vast amount of heat. And it's at that moment that you hear a "Help!" from way in the distance.
That sounds like our job.
That
I will
sounds like
start
Yeah,
running.
you start running in that direction.
Hammer out, shield out, run straight forward.
I'll be running about 10 feet behind them.
shield off. I'm gonna unwrap my bow finally, quickly string it, and then run over.
You're slightly behind.
A bit like 30 feet behind.
You see a few workers run towards you out of the midst of these tall towers of plants as they're growing them. You see what an older race turtle man who's looks like he's got a more formal uniform on. He's crawling backwards on his elbows, trying to get away from something that's in the midst of these plants. He goes, "Oh my god!" And he tucks into a shell and just disappears into it. He goes, "Oh!" You can't hear him anymore. You see it first, Torsten. Something sort of slides over the top of one of the hydroponic farms. It burns as it moves. You see the plants around it wilt in all directions. The heat it gives off is exhausting, but you can't see any flames. This creature flops onto the ground, its flesh boiling and reeling in all directions. It perpetually drips onto the floor. Flesh in clumps drops like tallow to the ground as thousands of eyes, hundreds of limbs coil and recoil as they lively move across the ground towards you. It lets out a as it moves towards you. It's impossible to tell where its head is as it continues to grotesquely move towards you. And that is where we'll end today's session.
I take it back! It's scary! It's very scary!
Oh dear.
It's not easy!
Well,
I was hoping they would be fire beetles or
You?
something similar.
Yeah.
but it was a tiny pest problem, but no, it's a flesh
I didn't
thing.
How do you
One big aphid.
That's a weird looking
That's
hedgehog.
Glad I've used most of my spell slots.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Well,
Ah.
thank you for listening to More Than a Story. We will be trying to
Thank
post these on a fairly regular basis, but we'll let you know how that goes. We don't have any
Yeah.
of the social media things that we'd usually plug at the end of something like this, but we will at some point. So thank you for listening to More Than a Story. This way you say
Nice.
guy and shit.
Bye.
We'll get better at that.
As just audio, that's a bit disturbing.
What?
Just
That noise. Hey, not on camera.
Whoa,
please.
whoa, wait.
This is one hell of a podcast, boys.